Thanks for letting Ohio State in. Forrester goes Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, and Utah, copying off of LT's paper almost. Reed Taylor, one of our guys, Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, and Clemson. The great David Walls went Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, and Oregon. Kelsey from back in sales, Alabama, Georgia, A&M, and Ohio State. Three more SEC teams, 1, 2, 3.
Kelsey, it just means more for her.
She knows that money comes from.
Right.
SEC money.
That's who cuts the checks.
And Taylor Korn, our marketing director, Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, and Oklahoma.
Had to hurt for an Auburn grad to go Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah, I need to go check out Taylor and see where she put her Auburn Tigers as a new graduate.
See that diploma, Taylor.
First football season after graduation. All right, our final thoughts, non-poll related, when we come back right here on TNR.
Bama and Bourbon, the mystery fifth hour. Jimmy Buckets, available in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
The new location of Walk-Ons is now open at Stadium Trace in Hoover, near the Hoover Met. And just like the location off Highway 280, you get authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine prepared fresh from scratch every day. Walk-Ons Happy Hour is 2 to 6 Monday through Friday. $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. Download the Walk-Ons mobile app for an easy take-home experience for the family. It's game day with a taste of Louisiana at Walk-Ons off Highway 281-19 and now at Stadium Trace near the Hoover Met. The next round is proud to partner with Vulcan Tire and Auto, and we're excited to announce their first-class team and facilities are growing. If you are an experienced general maintenance technician looking for a new opportunity with a great growing company, go by Vulcan Tire. They want to talk to you. Not experienced, but interested in working on cars? Again, go by Vulcan Tire. They have a spot for anyone that has a can-do attitude, wants to work, and enjoys helping people. 4 locations and more to come. Vulcan Tire and Automotive, Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com. At Alfa Romeo of Birmingham, you can now drive the 2022 Alfa Romeo Giulia TI, the Italian sports sedan of your dreams, starting at $499 per month plus tax with $4,999 down, plus first payment and title due at delivery. Come experience the passion and performance of Alfa Romeo of Birmingham, 1837 Grants Mill Road, or Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com. Like financial lease, 10,000 miles per year, WAC, MSRP, $51,499. Stock numbers Q0059, Q0068, or Q0074.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com.
Culver's could have only started in Wisconsin.
Hi, welcome to Culver's.
Just ask our team member, Sarah.
When you order a Culver's Butterburger, you're never just a customer. You're a guest in our home. It's why we cook each Butterburger to order just for you, right down to getting the perfect sear on the beef. That extra care may be a small town thing, but it's big time important to us.
Let us serve you with a smile that stretches from our hometown to yours. Welcome to Delicious.
Did you make it out the door on time?
Yeah, but I have lipstick on my teeth.
Ooh, that color looks great on you. And you deserve a tasty treat. Did you take an alternate route and avoid 30 seconds of traffic? Or did you weather apple eye? Ooh, and now you're sweating in your jacket. So sweet, unique. Baby, there's nothing better. I bet you've probably done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper. Did you nail the high note while singing along to your favorite song? Yes, I did. Woo. Did you perfectly parallel park without bumping any bumper?
Yeah, but I locked my keys in the car.
That's okay.
I need my keys a little sweet.
Did you get your kid in the car seat without losing your temper? Buckle in, that's a win. It's one of a kind, it'll blow your mind. Everyone's done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champyschicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Down to just 58 days from the start of the college football season, week 0, we are 40 live shows away from our Guaranteed Friday and week 0 weekend coming up. So a lot of college football to get to. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Rockstar, Lunsford, Forrester, Taylor, head of marketing and our social media, all with you today as we get ready to start our 40 and 40 countdown a little bit later on with our number 40 team, South Carolina. We'll break down the Gamecocks to start our number 2. But guys, as we get rolling here, and before we get to some big college football commitments at the wide receiver position, our friend Connor O'Gara yesterday at Saturday Down South reacted to our rankings. Have you guys had a chance to go back and look yet yourself and think of teams that we may have had overrated or underrated? Because Connor was nice enough
to do it for us.
Which I appreciate that he was able to do that for us. I mean, when you talk about anybody that does a ranking, there are some teams that you screw up on. And having glanced at our rankings, Connor, thought maybe we had, say, Clemson a little overrated. So we'll break down a couple of those that Connor from Saturday Down South thinks we had overrated, underrated. Did you have one that jumped out to you that thought, hey, man, we got that team a little too high there, a little high?
I tell you, I mean, when we unveiled it the other day, it seemed like Nebraska was that team for the vast majority of people that were watching at that time. We got a lot of blowback on Nebraska.
Well, and I can understand.
Scott's showing you right now, they were 36. It's not like we had them in the top 20.
Yeah, look, and I can understand people saying that about Nebraska because, again, in 5 years, Scott Frost has never had a winning season, but Nebraska has a ton coming back. They lost 8 one-possession games last year, and I've just sooner or later, Scott Frost is a good coach. The program is not what it used to be, but they're going to be able to have a 6 or 7 win season, and I think in the Big Ten that puts them in the top 40.
Yeah, and Connor's other teams, Nebraska was 1, Clemson was 1, and Notre Dame was 1. Clemson at 4, Notre Dame at 6. It did seem like Notre Dame was a tad high in my opinion, but they've done a lot of good things, but you've got a new coach in Marcus Freeman. There's natural fall off no matter what your roster looks like when you have a first-year coach. There's first-year mistakes you make.
I would say that, but then I go back to looking at the last time we had a big program make a transition like this internally, and it was Oklahoma. And there was zero fallout with Lincoln Riley. They were actually better the next year. And I'm not saying that's going to be the case with Marcus Freeman because, again, Kyle Hamilton, best safety in college football. Kyron Williams was a great running back. Jack Cohn was a good, solid, steady quarterback. You don't know if you're going to get that from Drew Prine this year. But you got 14 returning starters, and the players are buying into Marcus Freeman. There's some excitement there. And the thing I would say, what was difficult for me on doing these rankings, and I think you guys tiered it yesterday, after the first 5 or 6 elite programs, then it's kind of a crapshoot. I think we're going to have a surprise or two like we did last year with Cincinnati and Michigan. I can't figure out who those teams are going to be right now, but I've got no problem with Notre Dame being in the top 10.
Marcus Freeman, this is kind of a weird thing to say because they lost the game, but we all came back from the New Year's break saying he looked the part as the Notre Dame head coach. Like, he didn't look out of place on the sidelines. I didn't look at it and think, well, this doesn't look like it's going to work. It wasn't Rich Rodriguez standing in front of the Michigan logo, right? But that said, I think another thing that goes in his favor, Dunaway, is it's not like Brian Kelly got fired. Brian Kelly left a program that was in really good shape. They were in a New Year's Six Bowl to take what he viewed as a better job, a better opportunity for him. This is somewhat like what Lance just referenced. in Lincoln Riley replacing Bob Stoops. Now, Oklahoma, I think, consistently had been better than what Notre Dame is right now. But it was not a huge gap. I mean, Notre Dame has been a consistent player in the national championship and playoff race under Brian Kelly.
So 54 of you, our viewers and listeners, and us put this ranking together. Connor from Saturday Down South gave us the list of people we had underrated. One of them is Baylor, who we have at number 11. The highest ranked Big 12 team we have, I think, is Oklahoma, sliding in at number 10. So Baylor is 11. We have them basically, or you guys basically have them in the Big 12 championship game again. I know a lot of people believe in Dave Aranda, but do you think Baylor can do what they did last year again?
It depends. I thought Aranda in year one, he seemed overwhelmed, like a little out of place. But then year two, they win the Big 12. I had Baylor at number 12. I think they're going to be good, solid. They're going to play great defense. I mean, Baylor has become one of those B-plus programs.
I'll give $100 to either one of you if you can tell me who they open with.
Baylor opens with Sam Houston State.
I'm going to say Baylor opens with Arizona State.
They open with Albany, who I did not even know played football. Did you guys know Albany played football?
Seems like I see them on.
Are they the Blackbirds?
Like I see them.
I was going to say another 100 if you can give me their nickname.
We see them on championship week on one of those Thursday or Friday night semifinal games trying to get into the NCAA basketball tournament.
They're in whatever conference. That's true. You're right about that. But they're football-wise, I think they're in the conference with Rhode Island, Maine, Villanova, whatever conference that is. They are the Great Danes. The Great Danes.
Yeah.
I feel like Baylor's going to start 1-0.
I think Baylor's okay at 1-0, but they go to BYU week 2, which is a really good game.
Oh, it's a great game.
Baylor at BYU week 2 because that's two teams we've got ranked in our top 15.
11 and 13 in our ranking.
Yeah, I might have had BYU higher than anyone at 8. Mm-hmm. I just feel like with Jaron Hall and with that defense, I think BYU, difficult schedule, but I think they've got that kind of talent. It's almost, BYU's almost like I don't want to say an SEC schedule, almost like a Big Ten schedule.
I will tell you, we may get to it later on, the entire list. Bill Connolly, who is nothing but metrics of college football, ESPN.com, most returning production in college football from last year to this year, BYU, 85% of their production, offensive and defensive back this year. They've got a veteran team that lost to UAB in the bowl game, but it was still a top 15 type team last year, and they got 85% of that talent back.
Can you give me that schedule, Brown, on BYU?
Because
we do talk about, traditionally Notre Dame has got, they're that independent that's got such a difficult schedule. We know BYU is going to be going to the Big 12, but right now they're still an independent. They're not afraid to schedule.
They are not, and it's got some landmines in it. They open with South Florida on the road in Tampa, a game they should certainly win. And then I mentioned Baylor week 2. Right there in LaVell Edwards Stadium. That is a really, really good matchup.
But they'll be favored.
They'll be favored. 9:15 kick on ESPN for that one. So that'll be our late night game in week 2. You'll get to stay up and watch the end of that one. At Oregon, week 3. Tough road trip for them.
Boy, that is. They will be a slight underdog in that game.
Wyoming, week 4 at home. Utah State, which is Alabama's opener, but a sneaky good team last year. Utah State at home. Week 5, Notre Dame. That's a neutral site game in Vegas, but they got to play Notre Dame. They follow that with Arkansas coming to their place. Then they're at Liberty. Would have been a more interesting road trip last year. East Carolina at Boise, bye week Utah Tech, and at Stanford. So there's some speed bumps on that schedule.
Front loaded too.
But as we talked about, it's the type of schedule that if BYU is 12-0, they're a team you're going to have to factor into this. You're going to have to deal with them.
I will go on and say this right now. Clean read. If they go undefeated, they are in the college football playoff.
Clean read from Lance.
Yeah, no, an unbeaten BYU with that schedule, I could see that. Connor's underrated teams, 2 more, both from the SEC. He thinks we have Arkansas too low, and he thinks we have Mississippi State too low. If you're scoring at home, we and you, because you voted on it too, had Arkansas 20th. He thinks we have them too low. We had Mississippi State in the rankings, but at 33. He thinks we have them too low as well.
Well, here's the thing. I had Arkansas personally at 29. I had Mississippi State at 34. The cannibalism that's going to go on in the SEC West. Mm-hmm. I mean, these teams can be really, really good. And I could put either one of those teams in the Pac-12 South or North, and I think they probably win their division. There's a good chance they win their division. But in the SEC West, I could see either one of those teams go 6-6. Yeah. I just think the schedules are that difficult.
Right, and hence the problem here. You know, we have like one of our longtime listeners, Chris, writes in. So Auburn's really not in your top 40. Well, when you have the people voting, and you have Connor O'Gara telling us we got Arkansas and Mississippi State too low, and you got Texas A&M, and you got Alabama, and you got LSU, and I mean one of those teams, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Auburn, Ole Miss, somebody's got to be down low. And if you're 43 in the rankings and you're Auburn this year, where they sort of cycled out in this thing, they're the ones as we head to Atlanta in just a few weeks that probably will be projected to finish dead last or next to last in the West going into the season. Doesn't mean they will. In fact, historically, Auburn excels when everyone doesn't think they'll be very good. This is going to be one of those years that in the preseason, there's not a lot of people thinking Auburn's going to be very good.
No, I would bring this point up. So last year, when we looked at South Carolina, a team that we will talk about in a little bit here on the next round, I thought there was a chance that South Carolina might be in the bottom of the East in year one. Because they were coming off 6-16 the 2 seasons prior to Shane Beamer taking this program over. They didn't have a proven quarterback. It looked like it was going to be a disaster, and they pull a 7-6. Right now, if we were to do the exercise going 1 through 7 in the SEC West, I would put Auburn at number 7 right now.
You know what? I did too, but I still had them 40th. I had the entire SEC West ranked. I don't know if you did, Dunaway, because I know you ranked Auburn.
I had Auburn just on the outside.
Oh, you had them just on the outside. I don't think I thought you had them in.
I had LSU and Auburn both right on the outside. So I would have LSU at 6, Auburn at 7. Either one of those teams could surprise and maybe be the second or third best team in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, I debated, and I have Auburn in. Obviously, I had them at number 40. So there was a debate that I did not have them in. But I've got the entire West ranked. And as I look back on that, I did ask myself, what are the odds an entire division is in the top 40? I mean, those odds... Well, first of all, we're losing divisions left and right, but those odds seem kind of low. But if you're going to pick one, you'd pick the SEC West to do it, I would think.
I think last year they would have all been in the top 40.
Probably so.
The last SEC West team I had was LSU at 37.
Yeah. So Auburn was the only unranked West team you had?
The only unranked West team. And that's funny because I think they can beat Penn State because of Jordan-Hare Stadium and such. Just interesting from Connor on the ones he thought we had over and underrated, or you thought we had over or underrated as well. In our fan vote that we do, listener-viewer vote we do every year, 11 years now, as we have rolled it out for you in its entirety yesterday, 40 and 40. We start the countdown later on to start hour number 2 with team number 40. South Carolina. Part of our show today being brought to you by the great folks at Wayne's. They are on board for the football season coming up. We're ready to go, and they've got their best offer ever.
Jimmy D, everybody likes saving money. How about saving $100 on SmartPass? Let me first tell you what SmartPass does before I tell you how to save $100 on your initial service thanks to the next round. SmartPass sets up rodent monitoring systems. 24/7, they monitor for rodents in the places you don't want to look, your crawl spaces, your attics, things like that. As soon as it detects a rodent, it proactively communicates to Wayne's. They send out a technician who takes care of the problem, exterminates the situation. You no longer have a rodent issue, and it never even populated, right? The one thing that is in common in everything I just described here is you're doing nothing except calling 866-WAYNES-1. They do all the rest. 866-WAYNES-1. Tell them you want SmartPass and say, oh, yeah, code TNR so I can save. You're going to get $100 off your first SmartPass, your initial service there, $100 off. 866-WAYNES-1. 866-WAYNES and the number 1. Use the code TNR for the next round and be rodent-free.
Here's what's happening on the show. We'll talk to Bryant Vincent, the interim head football coach at UAB, coming up in the very next segment. So we'll talk Blazers football with them. They are in our 40 and 40 ranking. They're our preview team tomorrow, but Bryant's on the show today.
The way it always works, by the way, when we do this. I don't know if you've noticed that historically.
As he jumps on with us in the next segment. Buster Olney starts the final hour with us talking baseball. Interesting stuff going on. Montana Fouts with us in the final hour as well. as we get ready for her Team USA to come to Birmingham for the World Games. And Bart Andrus, who's the bad guys coach this weekend. He's the coach of the Philadelphia Stars against the Birmingham Stallions as we play the USFL Championship game Sunday night. He'll be with us in the final hour as well. So a lot of interviews in the final hour. Before that, we'll talk to the UAB coach and then a lot of us and you on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline, 205-734-0923, 205-734-0923. All right, before we get back into sports, a little entertainment news that Jamie Foxx dropped yesterday. All right?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh, I'm unaware.
Jamie Foxx has pulled one actress out of retirement, and he recorded a phone call, and he got a great sports figure to help her come out of retirement. Here is Jamie Foxx recorded voicemail that he posted on his social media yesterday to help for a new movie that they're doing, pull Cameron Diaz out of retirement.
Hello.
Cameron, what up? It's Foxx.
Hey,
What's up?
thanks for calling. I'm so anxious right now. I'm like pacing
I know.
the room.
How do you feel, though?
I feel excited, but I don't know how to do this, you know?
I understand. Listen, I got somebody on the line that can help you with this. Can I click him in?
I would love that. Any
All
kind
right.
of tip I can get.
All right, good. All right, hold on a second. Hello, Tom, you there?
Jamie, what's up, man?
Chilling, man. Cameron, it's the GOAT.
What? Tom?
Hi, Cameron.
Oh my God, is this Tom Brady?
I was talking to Jamie, and he said you need a few tips on how to unretire. I was relatively successful at unretiring.
Honestly, exactly what I needed.
Well, guys, I'm going to jump off and let you guys chat it up.
Perfect. We'll take it from here.
So Tom Brady's unretirement's become a punchline. But just from the entertainment side first, Cameron Diaz's last movie, I didn't even know she had retired.
Nor did I.
2014 Annie was her last movie. Her and Jamie Foxx are doing a movie on Netflix called Back to Action. Back in Action, I think it is, or Back Action, but I think it's Back in Action.
Back action.
Back Action.
Rub that sunblock in.
Back in Action.
Yeah.
So it's Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz, the directors and writing teams that did Horrible Bosses and Neighbors are doing the movie together.
Well,
so it'll be a comedy, a romantic comedy probably.
So I know they've got a pass because Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz were in the movie that I've never seen Any Given Sunday together.
You've never seen that?
I've never seen it.
It's an amazing, one of the best football movies
Yeah.
ever made.
Is that the one where Al Pacino's the coach?
Yeah. I think it's
That
Pacino's
itch.
best role.
Have I ever given you my Cameron Diaz story?
No.
No. Did you have a moment with Cameron Diaz?
I honestly think I could have. And this is not a humble brag. This is just being completely honest. I was working at Mainline Brewery. This is in the summer of 1996. We were hosting a wrap party for a film called The Last Supper. It's a good independent film. It's got a good cast. And I really didn't know who Cameron Diaz was, but she was at the bar and she was eyeing me all night long.
Mm-hmm.
I was working. I didn't think much about it. And at that particular time in life, I was, I'm not going to say I was shy at all, but I didn't take the hints as well as I should have.
Right.
But yeah, that's a true story. Now, maybe I had something on my shirt. Maybe she was looking at somebody over my shoulder.
Your conversation game got a lot better as time has passed.
Yeah. But that was when I was, 24. She was probably the same age. I'm going to say Cameron Diaz is right at 50. Is that about right?
Yeah,
Seems a little older.
I'll look it up.
Seems a little older.
Yeah.
When was Something About Mary?
Something About Mary was in 97, 98.
Yeah, I would say, 97, 98.
So this was peak Cameron Diaz that was sitting at that
Cameron
bar.
is 49. Very
Yeah.
good.
No, this was early Cameron. The only thing she had done, she was filming The Mask, I think, and she had done Playboy in like Spain.
Right.
Spain's Playboy?
Yeah, well, Playboy used to be it was international.
Oh, yeah,
they had
yeah.
it like in every country, but she had done Playboy somewhere in Europe, and she had done The Mask, and that was it.
Wow.
So she was a virtual unknown until The Mask. But The Last Supper was the rap party. Every one of the cast members was there. And again, she might have been looking over my shoulder. I don't know, but I was definitely getting eyeballs on it.
Ashley in the chat room pointing out, how has Lance not seen Any Given Sunday? Oliver Stone's rendition of the NFL, perfection, she says.
Perfection.
Yeah, I
Says
think that
Ashley.
was a hard pass.
Yeah.
I'm not a big sports movie guy to begin with, but one thing about sports movies I cannot get past is when they don't have the actual, like I'm watching the New York Sharks play, you know. I mean, that's not a real NFL team, so I'm not going to believe it's an NFL movie. I'm willing in movies to suspend my disbelief for a lot of things, but for whatever reason, I draw the line at non-actual logos.
Well, when you've got LL Cool J as your starting running back, Jamie Foxx as your starting quarterback.
Yeah,
Bill Bellamy is your star wide receiver.
I do hope Cameron's acting improves more than that phone call. That was pretty rough acting.
Yeah,
Tom
that really
Brady?
was.
Are you
Oh my
Tom
God.
Brady, NFL quarterback?
Do you really
said
believe
Tom.
she would have known who the GOAT was?
It's Tom. Oh, I'm sure they're friends. Anyway, that's coming back. And on the flip side of that, Mike, I got my team's shirt on today. I don't know how much Tom's into this football thing anymore. I'm worried about this a lot.
I would be a little worried, too.
Yeah.
I mean, back to you saying that you would like to have Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo would have been in 100%.
Yeah, I think Garoppolo would have come in with a chip on his shoulder, trying to prove that he was, had something to prove. Tom, playing golf, told us he was 55-45 on whether he's coming back. He's doing bits on radio shows, getting Cameron Diaz out.
It seems like Gronk might be in, might be out. He says he's out, but might be waiting until training camp's over, shows up week 1.
And listen, I know our locker room in Tampa last year from people who cover them was fragmented at best. A little fragmentation inside the locker room. Coming off of the Super Bowl championship, you get that. Everybody's full of themselves, and it didn't go well, and they've got a new coach down there. Maybe he'll be able to pull them all together. Maybe Tom has me fooled. Maybe the GOAT can do all of this and be ready for camp in a few weeks.
Brown, do you think the majority of Tampa Bay fans feel like Dunaway? I think, Dunaway, you might be on a 1 percentile of not wanting the GOAT back as your quarterback.
Yeah. No, I think most of them probably want him back. They don't want the alternative.
Well, I mean, it's going to be fun if he comes back and it's anything like it's been the last 2 years.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
My fear is it's going to come back and it's going to be the worst of the worst.
You fear injury is what you fear.
Yeah, I feel him getting hurt, just it all going south. I don't want to watch Tom Brady in a Buccaneer uniform go 6-11.
So would you say better chance of season-ending injury or Tampa Bay gets back to a Super Bowl?
Oh, better chance of season-ending.
I would take injuries, yeah.
Well, even I would take that.
Wow. Okay.
Back to the Super Bowl.
But again, the guy's only had one. He's been to the Super Bowl 10 times. He's had one season-ending injury.
Bryant Vincent on the other side. He's the UAB coach. Part of the show being brought to you by our man, Dr. B, who's got LT's hair dialed in under that great TNR hat that you can get in the next round store.
Yeah, look, with age for most comes hair loss. Unfortunately, when it started to happen to me last year, I asked around. Everyone said call Dr. Beckenstein. Set up that consultation with Dr. B and his team. They performed the genetic testing to determine the best course of treatment. It is cutting edge. Dr. B, the only one in the state offering it. He can target an individual's treatment based on their genetics, formulate compounds and prescriptions to their profile. This is a game changer. After I got my results, me and Dr. B had that virtual meeting, went over the options. We chose a non-invasive laser treatment, which will help increase thickness and health of my hair. Dr. B, for 20 years, women and men have turned to Dr. Beckenstein for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience in his advanced training to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call Dr. B today, 205-319-0316. That's 205-319-0316, and tell him the next round sent you.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Summer is here, and with that comes some great occasions that may require flowers or a great gift. For that, the answer is Blakely's Bouquets. Blakely's provides speedy, same-day delivery. Check them out online at blakeleysbouquets.com, or you can order over the phone at 205-579-4900. Blakely's is right there in Homewood, just off Oxmoor Road. Friendly folks and the most unique and custom designs. See it all online at blakeleysbouquets.com.
Little sweet. Did Did you make it out the door on time?
Yeah, but I have lipstick on my teeth.
Ooh, that color looks great on you. And you deserve a tasty treat. Did you take an alternate route and avoid 30 seconds of traffic? Or did you weather apple out? Ooh, and now you're sweating in your jacket. So sweet, unique. Baby, there's nothing better. I bet you've probably done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper. Did you nail the high note while singing along to your favorite song? Yes, I did. Woo! Did you perfectly parallel park without bumping any bumper?
Yeah, but I locked my keys in the car.
That's okay.
I need my keys a little sweet.
Did you get your kid in the car seat without losing your temper? Buckle in, that's a win. It's one of a kind, it'll blow your mind. Everyone's done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper.
When it comes to choosing a dentist, two things are critical: trust and comfort. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. It's why I tell you about Stone Creek Dental Care. Dentist owned and operated, and Stone Creek Dental Care is the Southeast premier provider of comprehensive dental care with more than 20 locations, including Birmingham, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Trussville, and Montgomery. Stone Creek Dental Care is able to provide a level of quality care you will not find anywhere else. From your basic cleaning to restorative dentistry, cosmetics, and endodontics, Stone Creek Dental Care covers a wide and comprehensive range of dental services for patients of any age. Stone Creek Dental Care's mission is to provide the highest quality dental care to every single patient in an environment that exemplifies the highest ethical, personal, compassionate, and professional standards, and to provide the best patient experience possible. Stone Creek Dental Care is currently accepting new patients at all locations, and new patients get a free Chick-fil-A gift card at your first appointment. So visit StoneCreekDentalCare.com to find a location nearest you. StoneCreekDentalCare.com.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com. The latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Vulcan Tire and Automotive is hiring. If you want to take advantage of joining in with a local growing company in the automotive service industry, this is the opportunity for you. Hiring oil and tire technicians and more experienced mechanics. If you've got the talent and the desire, there is a spot for you at Vulcan Tire and Auto. Stop by one of their 4 locations and the manager on site can walk you through the pay scale, great benefits, and flexible work schedule. Get paid to build your future in the industry. Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com. The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation while sipping some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call. LT takes off the gloves for an in-depth conversation with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmond Vodka. Find those podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
We'll preview UAB football in our 40 and 40 countdown tomorrow on the show, but we're about to talk to their head coach. It's been less than a week now since Bill Clark surprised us by announcing that he was stepping away from the program and that we'd get a chance to get a full dose of Bryant Vincent for the upcoming year. It's our first chance really to talk to him.
And the coach joins us in one moment. A reminder this month at Nichols Outfitters, even more inflation worries, so they have the Fight Back Inflation sale. Select apparel, select firearms, camping equipment, and more up to 75% off. 75% off. Nichols Outfitters, now to the end of today, the Fight Back Inflation sale there at Nichols Outfitters, I-65 in Pelham. Coach Bryant Vincent is with us now on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, the UAB interim head coach. Welcome in, Coach. Hope you're doing well today.
Doing great, guys. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. Obviously, you were aware of this news of Coach Clark before any of us were. What was your reaction when Coach came to you and said, look, I'm not going to be able to do this, and I want you to take the helm of the program?
Well, obviously, it was a lot of emotions. And I've known Coach for a long time, right at 20 years, and his back has been hurting for years. It happened back in 1983. So this is something that he's dealt with for years, and he's really just fought through it. And there were times probably about 2 years ago, man, he struggled and struggled, but he's tough. He's fought through. And then when he actually came to me, it was kind of it was a surreal moment. And is this really happening? Is this really the time? And there's never a good time, but I think it really, in the month of June, it just got worse and it got worse. And then when we had our 7-on-7 tournament, we had 2 7-on-7 tournaments back to back, June the 23rd and 24th, and had 16 teams in each tournament. And he just wasn't able to come out there. And that's when I knew it was real and this was serious.
Well, it's a great opportunity for you. I know it's got to be bittersweet. How involved, if at all, will he be, moving forward, at least for the first couple of months during this transition?
Well, Coach, for years, we meet about every morning in his office at 6 a.m. And then we meet again at lunch. And then we would meet again after practice or at the end of the day. And him and I, my office is right next to his office. And we've worked hand in hand, for years. And he's been a mentor. He's been a great friend, a great man. And so I don't really see, I don't see this thing cutting off. I just don't. I talked to Coach this morning at 6 a.m. Again, he's a routine guy. I'm a routine guy. He loves UAB. He's a Birmingham man. UAB, obviously football in the town and university means a lot to him. So he's a guy that I'm going to lean on, not only as a friend, but also, as a coach.
Does the interim tag bother you? Do you wish they'd have said, hey, you're the head coach?
Doesn't bother me at all. I've been an underdog my whole life. Everything I've had to earn, everything I've worked to and got to, I've had to earn every bit of it. So the interim tag, it actually motivates me, guys. So Coach Clark and I, we followed almost similar paths. We were both high school coaches in this state. We cut our teeth on it throughout our career. Coach Clark, when he was the head coach at Prattville, I was the head coach at Greenville. In South Alabama, 45 minutes down the road, I was the scout coach in Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. When he went to South Alabama, I was the head coach at Spanish Fort. He moved to Spanish Fort for his son Jacob could play for me. And then when I went to South, Coach Clark was our defensive coordinator at South Alabama. So we followed very similar paths, remained very close friends throughout our careers. And to be honest, to answer your question a little bit more directly, I'm excited about the interim tag. It's just another challenge. It's another opportunity to prove, what we can accomplish and what we can get done.
I'll save my Bates turkey questions for later on, knowing you're from that part of the interstate down there. So when you talk with Mark Ingram, though, the AD, you've got a heck of a team this year. We've seen guys do what you're about to do, like a Dabo Swinney. Would that be a scenario? Did he give you any indication that, Coach, if it goes well this year, you're going to be one guy I consider strongly? I'd love to keep this in the family. Did y'all have that type of conversation?
We had a conversation. It was that Saturday. The next day, I went to his office that Saturday, and Mark, he's very upfront with me, very honest with me. He told me, he said, Brian, he said, look, you're a great candidate. You're going to be a great candidate for this job. He goes, but I'm going to open a national search. And I'm, as his job as an athletic director is to pick the number one, who he feels is the best guy for this job. And I said, Mark, I understand it. I just appreciate the opportunity to lead this team and to show this town and really the university and Birmingham and the UAB family what I'm capable of doing as a leader of this football team.
Bryant Vincent is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. He's the interim head coach of the UAB Blazers right now. And look, Coach, when I rent a house down at the beach, I hate to go in and rearrange the furniture. They got it the way they want it. You've been part of this program. I mean, are there things you look at and change? Do you try to keep it as much like it has been over the last few years? It's been very successful, obviously. How do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, the foundation's been set. Coach Clark has laid an unbelievable foundation. I was here in 2014. I was Coach Clark's first offensive coordinator and quarterback coach when we came in, and this place was broken. It was broken. The morale, the culture, the facilities, you name it, it was broken. So I worked with him back then hand in hand, and we went 6-6 that first year. And I want to take you back to 2014 for a minute because, all this correlates. And there was smoke. There was a lot of smoke around week 6, week 7 about shutting the program down. And we kept that team together, and we fought for Birmingham. We fought for each other, and we finished 6-6 and were bowl eligible, even though we didn't get to go play in that bowl. So then it shuts down, and then we come back in 2016 17, you practice 17. I come back in 18, and 18 we win a championship. 19 we win the West. 20 we win the West. We win the championship. We've won the first bowl game here. Then 21. So now I look at it, it's very similar. I'm the interim head coach. The foundation has been set. The standard has been set. Now we're going to elevate the standard. That's my goal, is to elevate the standard and take it to a different level. And the way I look at it is we're fighting for Birmingham. We're fighting for these players and this team to put the best possible team out there and to go win another Conference USA championship.
Well, I would assume the focus of this offense will be Dwayne McBride coming off that great season last year, but now you have the luxury of depth at quarterback, and I guess that's going to be a big decision for you.
It hasn't. We've never had this depth, this true depth at quarterback, and that's a great point. Dylan, his last year of being a full-time starter, was really, he got his first start, I guess it was Tulane, and that was 9 games, and he had a great year. And then we were able to get Jacob Zeno in here mid-year from Baylor, who I feel is got a chance to be a special player too. And then you've got Bryson Lucero in the quarterback room, who started 5 games here and has went 3-2 as a starter and won some big games for us. So this is the deepest, this is the best the quarterback room has been. You go to the running back and Debo, I feel like he's the premier back in this league. I think he's one of the top backs in the country. There's a guy right behind him now, Jermaine Brown. I recruited Skull out of St. Louis. Mobile. We were his only Division I offer. And I recruited him for 6 months. There's something about him. He showed up at 5'9", 152 pounds. He is right at 186, 87 pounds. And I promise you, Jermaine Brown is going to hit the scene like he's never hit it this year. There's no doubt about it. So he's a guy I'm excited about. A.J. Gates at the running back position from Mountain Brook, that's a walk-on that I'm really excited about, that kind of moved his way into number 3. And then you got a guy named Lee Witherspoon who transferred last year from Mississippi State. He broke his ankle in the 3rd scrimmage before the season last year. He's a guy that nobody's really heard a lot about. So I think our running back room is the best it's ever been, and our quarterback room is the best it's ever been. Our receiver room is the best it's ever been, and we've had some really good ones here.
You've got to poke your head into that.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We lost a connection with you a little bit, and I thought you just stopped. My apologies. You've got to poke your head into that defensive room every now and then. That's one of the best defenses in America. Top 20 total defense last year, and you got all those guys back, it looks like, on paper-wise. As a new coach, offensive guy, defensive guy, do you now say, I've got to spend a little bit more time at the other end of the field? Have you thought about managing that aspect of being a head coach now?
Absolutely. And to me, the thing I've been a head coach in high school for 5 years, won a state championship, turned 2 programs around. But to me, I'm a relationship guy. If you ask our players, who is Bryant Vincent, they're going to tell you a relationship guy. So I have great relationships with all the players on this team because it's about kids. This thing, it ain't about Bryant Vincent. It ain't about me. It's about UAB. It's about Birmingham, and it's about our players. And I'm a relationship guy. So we're chasing championships every day here, but we're also trying to turn these guys into great men. And my philosophy is, if you have a great man, you have a chance to be a great player. And it's got to go hand in hand. And everything we do off the field bleeds right onto the field. And so, I spent the last 2 days, going on 3 days, meeting with every one of our defensive players individually, because we do have some new additions, and I want them to know exactly who I am, the guys that don't know.
We've learned over the years Bill Clark's a hell of a coach. We also learned his celebratory meal after a game was a Whopper from Burger King. Do you have a more refined palate than Coach Clark, or are you a Burger King guy too?
Well, I was a Burger King guy a couple of times because I was with Coach Clark when we went to Burger King. So, everybody's got their different deals, but I'm a grilled chicken guy after a game, or a pizza guy. It's something about football in the fall and Pizza Hut pizza, man. There's just something about it. So I'm a pizza guy and just really a grilled chicken guy.
All right, he is Coach Bryant Vincent, basically 2 months away from his debut on that Thursday night against Alabama A&M at Progressive Stadium. Coach, best of luck. We appreciate the time.
I appreciate you guys and everything you guys do for us. Thanks again, guys.
You bet. Take care. That is Coach Bryant Vincent, the interim coach of UAB, with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.
Some former UAB players run Mortgage Right. They bring you this part of the show today. The great folks at Mortgage Right, coast to coast, but based right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
I thought he'd go Slice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're from small town Alabama, I don't know how it was at your high school, but in Alabaster, we only had Pizza Hut.
That's all we had. I used to love it back in the day, but now you've got more options, is all I'm saying.
And it took me a while to start eating pizza again. I told this story a long time ago, but you're a high school guy. After your high school football game, everybody goes to Pizza Hut. You're nervous because you're factoring girls into your life for the first time. So now you're at sort of a co-ed trip to Pizza Hut. And my stomach was doing loop-de-loops, and I never really loved pizza until I got, married now and just one woman. And stomach doesn't do loop-de-loop anymore, so I can eat pizza.
We couldn't
anything
decide on pepperoni or crusty Outback.
What's funny, though,
I still can't eat Italian sausage.
We were Mr. Gaddy's back in the day.
Well, see, I grew up in a much smaller town than either one of you over in Anniston, and Sachs, to be specific, in a community outside of Anniston. And all those communities have the local shop that, Domino's and Papa John's probably put a big dent in their business. But before a Domino's or Papa John's ever came to Sachs, you had like a first-class pizza or, something like that where, they would deliver. And it was just the guy that lived next door to you. He owned the joint. He was slinging the pizzas. Had he ever cooked the pizza? No.
We've always had good pizza in Birmingham. We've had Davenport's and Da Vinci's. I mean, those have been around forever. And now Slice, one of our great sponsors. But, I mean, we've got so many great pizza options. I'll never forget going to Pizza Hut with the old man, and we would get a pitcher of Pepsi, and he'd get his own pitcher of beer.
And y'all would race?
It wasn't even close. Hey, Mortgage Right puts the M in mastery when it comes to purchasing a new home, so let them make home ownership a possibility for you. Landing a mortgage is priority number one when you want to buy a home, and with Mortgage Right, it doesn't have to be a hassle. Look, we all know rates are high right now. If you're thinking about renting, rentals are high. I mean, it's crazy. I think a lot of people are spending $2,000 a month or so renting an apartment right now. Why throw that money in a hole when you can actually build some equity?
It's a fact that owning is always cheaper than renting.
It really is. And our friends at Mortgage Right, they'll find a way for you. I know it's tough on everyone right now, but visit mortgageright.com/TNR. Start that home buying journey today. NMLS 2239, equal housing lender.
All right, when we come back, some information you need to know about the World Games this weekend coming to Birmingham. We'll talk to Montana about the events on the field, but our city's about to change a little bit starting Saturday. And we'll do our 40 and 40 countdown as we continue on today, and a couple of Cowan Equipment poll questions that we'll put out. Afternoon baseball, if you, I don't know if you have a lock on Twins and Guardians you're throwing out today, but 12 noon is the start with that one on the MLB Network. Atlanta and Philadelphia. Again tonight in Philadelphia, 6 o'clock over on Bally's is your baseball slate. And later in the show, I'll tell you about a little football you can watch tonight with some local guys in it. Little CFL action on a Thursday night, Brown. Remember back in the day when you used to love Thursday night CFL football?
Oh, I'll watch it tonight, yeah.
Yeah, that's happening later on when we come back right here on TNR.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
You hear a lot of interesting phrases while playing golf, like, "I think you're on the beach," or the classic, "You gotta hit it, Alice." One word you're sure to hear right now at Bentbrook Golf Club is wow. Brand new carts with complimentary GPS, and the bent grass greens are so consistent, you just might drain a few more putts, Alice. Tee it up and find out for yourself. Book around today at bentbrook.com or call 428-1999. It's better at Bentbrook.
The Next Round is proud to partner with Vulcan Tire and Auto, and we're excited to announce their first-class team and facilities are growing. If you are an experienced general maintenance technician looking for a new opportunity with a great growing company, go by Vulcan Tire. They want to talk to you. Not experienced, but interested in working on cars? Again, go by Vulcan Tire. They have a spot for anyone that has a can-do attitude, wants to work, and enjoys helping people. 4 locations and more to come. Vulcan Tire and Automotive, Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by Culver's, now hiring full and part-time at the Tattersall Park location off 119. Health and dental insurance and $14 to $16 per hour for full-time hires. Apply in-store or online at culvers.com.
Hey parents, is your son or daughter moving to Tuscaloosa this fall? Consider investing versus paying thousands in apartment rent. Lance Taylor here to tell you about our friend Tyler Bigby. Tyler is an award-winning realtor that helps parents find properties to save them thousands. Tyler also specializes in game day condos and residential homes. Find out today why Tyler is rated #1 by RateMyAgent.com for Tuscaloosa County. Call 205-826-6476 for Tyler Bigby, the Advantage Realty Group. Once again, 205-826-6476. Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com. That's nextroundlive.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Want more of The Next Round? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app. Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com. Anheuser-Busch wants every experience for you around beer to be a good one. And getting home safely is always a priority. So encourage friends to decide to ride, whether it's by being the designated driver, calling an Uber, or taking public transit. You cannot drive drunk if you don't drive there. This message is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Birmingham Budweiser, and the Next Round. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation while sipping some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call. LT takes off the gloves for an in-depth conversation with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmond Vodka. Find those podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
Back with you on the Next Round. I didn't know any of this was happening. I knew the World Games were coming to town, the largest sporting event in the Southeast since 1996, the Olympics in Atlanta. But until Brown pointed it out, I didn't know we were shutting down streets.
Yeah, that's what I've read. Again, another headline I read, didn't click on the story.
You know, I wonder if that's already started because
Starts tomorrow.
Starts Saturday.
Well, there's some streets shut down already in downtown.
We're repaving them and we're building a lot of stuff.
Well, we are, but we're actually shutting down streets on Saturday. And AL.com, if you want to go there, they've got a great list of the streets that'll be shut down starting Saturday. Not all of the ones that are going to shut down are going to be shut down starting Saturday, but they're going to be shut down for a long time, the ones that they'll start doing it on Saturday. They made the announcement yesterday. Barricades will start going up Saturday. Some of it will be shut down. Just different sections of the city, all to get athletes back and forth and to make the games work. So that's part of hosting these big events. So it's a complicated list. To see the whole list, you can go to the World Games website or to AL.com and check out the story. And it's go time. It starts technically Saturday, and we'll be excited to deal with this for the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking really hard about next weekend, spending a lot of time downtown, checking out some events, and then going to the bars and restaurants just to see what this mix is going to be like.
Yeah, could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
Are you down for it?
I'm down for it. I believe that we will somewhere in the middle of this July 7th to 17th event, or maybe after it's over with, we'll look back and go, man, that was pretty big. That was a lot of fun. I think we'll have that experience when it's all said and done.
I just wonder, again, we brought this up yesterday on the show. We had no idea that the World Games existed until we heard about Birmingham getting them 3-4 years ago, whatever that timeline was.
I think it's 7 years ago now.
Was it really that long ago?
Seems like it, yes.
I just wonder if there's people like from other markets, from Atlanta and Nashville, that might just drive in to just take a look at this, because it is really unique.
Yeah, so it should be a whole lot of fun. We'll talk to Montana about her training and her preparation coming up in the final hour of the show, which is being brought to you today by our man Greg Nelson, Storm Restoration Roofing. Yesterday, Greg sent out a video, him and his two sons up on a roof. They were pressure washing a metal roof.
That's
cleaning it up, getting it to look right. Greg Nelson on social media, you can go see that with his sons, 2 of his 10 kids up on the roof helping him. It's a family-owned business, locally owned, over 20 years. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City, Greg Nelson, he and his wife own it. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and he's a family guy, and he understands that sometimes you're always looking to get the best value. That's why he'll give you a free, no-cost inspection on your roof, a free, no-cost inspection to see if you need any work done up there. Maybe you've had some damage. How bad is the damage? A free, no-cost inspection, 205-542-3531, 542-3531. You can also look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City, Storm Restoration Roofing. Insurance companies love him. He's got great warranties. You will really like this guy, Greg Nelson and Storm Restoration Roofing. If you ever need that number, just hit me up on social media, and I'll pass it along to you. All right, as we get ready to talk a little bit more college football in South Carolina at the top of the hour, we had another big commitment at the end of the show yesterday for Texas. They added 5-star wide receiver Jonte Cook, who is the 9th Texas commitment since Arch Manning committed.
Yeah, starting open the floodgates, huh?
Yeah, the 9th one. He picks Texas over Michigan, Alabama, and Oregon, and Texas A&M obviously there. And then Alabama added a unique pickup yesterday, 4-star wide receiver Cole Adams, who picks Alabama over Oklahoma. The funny twist here is Cole's from the state of Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
So they went into Oklahoma and beat him to get him to come, Holman Wiggins, part of that recruiting process, to get him to come to Tuscaloosa. I don't know if that happens if Lincoln Riley's still the quarterback, still the coach at Oklahoma.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. And this is random. I know Oklahoma's got good high school football, but I can't remember the last time Alabama or Auburn got somebody from the state of Oklahoma.
Josh Jacobs for Alabama.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of
How about that?
I can't think of another one since him. Yeah, Auburn, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a minute for Auburn, I would think, unless I'm just missing an obvious one.
Yeah, I just don't think of Oklahoma high school football very often, but it's weird to see that position, wide receiver, leave Oklahoma with the history of that Oklahoma passing game to come to Alabama. I don't think it happens if Lincoln stays there.
Well, I think it's an easy sell for Alabama. You look at the receivers we've had. Now, it would be more difficult if Lincoln was still there based on that offense, but with Brent Venables, a defensive guy, taking over, I don't know what that offense is going to look like. Jeff Levy's there.
I like Jeff Levy, and if I'm Oklahoma, I'm out selling. Go watch Ole Miss's offense, man. They went up and down the field last year. That's what we're going to do.
But Levy runs the football a lot. Of course, Lincoln Riley does too. It's kind of a misconception when it comes to Lincoln Riley's offense.
Well, Lane Kiffin runs it a lot. I'm assuming Levy will keep that up. That is, you talk about misconceptions. It's probably the biggest misconception about Lane Kiffin is that he is pass happy. I mean, Lane Kiffin ran Derrick Henry into the ground in Tuscaloosa, won him the Heisman Trophy.
Not against Ohio State.
But that's a misconception about him, is that he just likes to heave it all over the field. He is very committed to the run, and I'm interested to see if Levy is the same way. I'll go back to that Texas story you started with, Dunaway. If I read this right this morning, it's the last 4 years they've gotten the top-ranked receiver out of the state of Texas, which you would say, oh, well, Texas ought to. That hasn't always been the case recently. Texas has struggled to keep their best players home a lot. They've gone to other places, Alabama included. Alabama's had some success there in the state of Texas. So Sark, at least over the last couple of years, has turned that around a little bit in recruiting.
So that happened yesterday recruiting-wise, and it is a big floodgate that is opened up right now for Sark and Texas. They're taking advantage of the Arch Manning recruitment. South Carolina on the other side. Back to Bryant Vincent for a second. They're 39 in our preseason rankings. Before Bill Clark announced his retirement, they were the co-betting favorites with UTSA to win Conference USA. We talked the same way about Venables at Oklahoma, Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. You're a first-time head coach at this level. I know he did it in high school, but at this level, he's got to thread a needle, Bryant Vincent does, to make this UAB team meet their expectations. They're supposed to be in the Conference USA championship game. They're supposed to be contending for the championship this year.
Yeah, they were so close to winning the West again last year. You've got 12 returning starters. I don't know. It's a little different for me because I just remember what UAB football was without Bill Clark. And I go back and I equate it to what we've seen Kansas State when Ron Prince took over. Was not good. Virginia Tech when Justin Fuente took over. Not good. So, maybe this is different because it's a transitional year. I don't know. But, again, if I could go back and change my 40 and 40, I know Bryant Vincent probably doesn't care. I probably would have flip-flopped a couple of teams.
But, I ask him this. I think one of the hard things for him is, like, when you're out, I host the show differently than you host the show. It's not to say you do it wrong or I do it right. It's just that we do it differently, right? If both of us are out, Lance hosts it differently than the way you and I host it. Everybody's got their way of doing things. And there are times I'm sure Bryant Vincent has looked at Bill Clark and is like, I wouldn't do it that way. But Bill Clark's been super successful. So how much are you willing to change to put your thumbprint on it when it has been this successful?
I would say when you're the interim, you don't change it a whole lot. You wait till you get the job full deal if you're going to change it at all.
So my analogy of the beach house on 30A, you don't go in and just immediately rearrange their furniture, right?
Not if it's not your house.
No, but Bryant Vincent could be the next Bill Clark. Who knows? All I'm saying is Bill Clark talking to people internally in that program and people that are really, really close to it. The motivational side of Bill Clark. And how he can get everybody together as a group on the same page. That's something that's a unique talent that not everybody has.
We continue our 40 and 40, actually start our 40 and 40 countdown when we come back. Talk a little South Carolina football. The show being brought to you by the University of Montevallo. I'm sorry, I don't think I say it like that. The University of Montevallo. Ohio State owns the, but I got the University of Montevallo just down the road from where we sit right now in our beautiful studio. It's a great place for your son or daughter to go to college. Find out why at montevallo.edu, montevallo.edu. Great class sizes, helps your kids academically. Wonderful extracurricular activities with sororities and fraternities on campus. 21 NCAA Division II sports, 14-to-1 student-to-professor ratio, and they haven't raised tuition in 5 years. Despite what's going on in the world, they've kept that price point the same. U.S. News and World Report raves about that. Find out why your son or daughter belongs at Montevallo, montevallo.edu, montevallo.edu.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations, but we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, brombergs.com.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by Culver's, now hiring full and part-time at the Tattersall Park location off 119. Health and dental insurance and $14 to $16 per hour for full-time hires. Apply in-store or online at culvers.com.
Let's face it, a home is one of the most powerful assets you can have, and our friends at Mortgage Right want to help you build wealth through home ownership. Mortgage Right is all about providing competitive rates, a variety of loan products, and a multitude of resources for a seamless home buying experience. They treat their borrowers like family and are always looking to bring more happy homeowners under their roof. See more by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today and start living. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, equal housing lender.
When it comes to choosing a dentist, two things are critical: trust and comfort. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. It's why I tell you about Stone Creek Dental Care. Dentist owned and operated, and Stone Creek Dental Care is the Southeast premier provider of comprehensive dental care with more than 20 locations, including Birmingham, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Trussville, and Montgomery. Stone Creek Dental Care is able to provide a level of quality care you will not find anywhere else. From your basic cleaning to restorative dentistry, cosmetics, and endodontics, Stone Creek Dental Care covers a wide and comprehensive range of dental services for patients of any age. Stone Creek Dental Care Care's mission is to provide the highest quality dental care to every single patient in an environment that exemplifies the highest ethical, personal, compassionate, and professional standards, and to provide the best patient experience possible. Stone Creek Dental Care is currently accepting new patients at all locations, and new patients get a free Chick-fil-A gift card at your first appointment. So visit StoneCreekDentalCare.com to find a location nearest you. StoneCreekDentalCare.com.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champy'schicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Summer weather is finally here. Make sure your air conditioner is ready for the Alabama heat. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the ones to call for all of your HVAC needs. Hemphill Services is a locally owned and operated independent train dealer, and the team can service all makes and models. Get the guys at Hemphill Services to make sure your HVAC unit is ready to help you beat the Alabama heat this summer. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, do what I do. Call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090.
When it comes to choosing a dentist, two things are critical: trust and comfort. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. It's why I tell you about Stone Creek Dental Care. Dentist owned and operated, and Stone Creek Dental Care is the Southeast premier provider of comprehensive dental care with more than 20 locations, including Birmingham, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Trussville, and Montgomery. Stone Creek Dental Care is able to provide a level of quality care you will not find anywhere else. From your basic cleaning to restorative dentistry, cosmetics, and endodontics, Stone Creek Dental Care covers a wide and comprehensive range of dental services for patients of any age. Stone Creek Dental Care's mission is to provide the highest quality dental care to every single patient in an environment that exemplifies the highest ethical, personal, compassionate, and professional standards, and to provide the best patient experience possible. Stone Creek Dental Care is currently accepting new patients at all locations, and new patients get a free Chick-fil-A gift card at your first appointment. So visit StoneCreekDentalCare.com to find a location nearest you. StoneCreekDentalCare.com.
The Next Round store is live and loaded. Check out the latest logo t-shirts and hoodies. Get your favorite team colors, the Next Round flag shirt, or grab the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest t-shirts. Go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we start off this hour with our headlines. Hour number 2 here on The Next Round, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap.
Hey, it's a patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters, keeping out that debris. Eliminate the gutter cleaning forever. It's back with a lifetime warranty. Call Chris Stewart today. 45% off the retail price for The Next Round viewer and listener. 823-2212. That's 205-823-2212. GutterCapBirmingham.com. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
All right. In recruiting, we talked about it. Alabama picked up 4-star wide receiver Cole Adams from Oklahoma, coming to play for the Crimson Tide in 2023. Texas gets Jonte Cook there. Jonte Cook is a 5-star, the 9th commitment since Arch Manning. Vanderbilt is losing one of their better recruits. 3-star wide receiver Andrew Page has asked for his release from Vanderbilt. He was part of this recruiting class. He wants to go somewhere else and play football his freshman year. He'll see if he gets the waiver there. Braves in action again tonight, 6 o'clock on Bally's. Atlanta and Philadelphia doing battle there. In basketball, the Cavaliers made a move ahead of free agency to keep Colin Sexton, to prevent him from being an unrestricted free agent. They made a qualifying offer of $7.2 million. Sexton, though he was injured recently, had a great start to his career with the Cavaliers.
Well, if you go back to 2021, I bet you guys didn't realize this. The best scoring season for a former Alabama player in the history of the NBA was the 2021 season for Colin Sexton.
You know, I did not realize
and
that.
The history of the NBA is amazing. I saw that read, and and didn't believe it, to be honest.
I mean, who would you guys have thought?
I'd have probably gone Robert Ory.
I would have gone Antonio McDyess, and I think that's who he passed, because
Maybe
McDyess was
Sprewell.
the main player on a playoff team for a while.
Yeah, I would have gone Sprewell, too. It was Sprewell.
Was it?
But, yeah, it was Colin Sexton now. He's a big part of the Cavs. They're building. They finally had a winning season this year. Colin Sexton was out for the majority of that. But, they needed to retain him. He's a big piece of that puzzle.
Walker Kessler was introduced earlier this week with the Timberwolves up in Minnesota. He's going jersey number 31 because of his grandfather, Jay Kessler. He played at Minnesota back in the day, the University of Minnesota. So that was his number back in the 60s. So that's the number Walker's going with the Timberwolves. Pretty cool there. So, too, was the fact that Grace Harbaugh is Jim Harbaugh's daughter. She plays water polo at the University of Michigan on their varsity water polo team there. And she, like most daughters, are on TikTok. While on vacation with Jim, she has this funny video of the Michigan coach with his friend Eminem, who's a big Michigan fan. And let's just put it this way. He Jim Harbaugh's up the lyrics to one of Eminem's great songs.
Yourself in the music, the moment you own it, it better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
So that was not Eminem. That was Jim Harbaugh.
That was Jim Harbaugh. If you're just listening and didn't see that, it was the Michigan coach. A little family fun on vacation there.
So close to Eminem. Do you guys remember?
On his chair right by his leg?
What?
Yeah,
he got a can of Copenhagen?
Yep.
Is that Copenhagen?
I don't know. It's a can of dip.
Yeah.
It's a vacation, man. It's on vacation.
Jim going to get him a lipper.
Yeah, I guess the spit bottle's down to the right, right?
Yep.
Do you guys remember Michigan? I forgot who they kicked off the season with, but Herb Street and Fowler brought Eminem in the booth.
I want to say it was a Michigan Notre Dame game.
It might have been.
Yeah.
And he was so out of whack. I'm not good.
Musburger was thrown.
It was Musburger and Herb Street.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, though, the next day, I'm not good at Twitter, but Herb Street sent out which fan base should be the most concerned from yesterday, and I sent out Eminem's. Because, that guy was totally out of whack.
That's a good one. Kerry writes in, meanwhile, Michigan getting destroyed on the recruiting trail right now.
Yeah. See, that's the life of a coach right there, right? Dude gets a vacation.
Yep.
He's going to get 1 week off all summer probably, takes a family vacation, and by the way, they're getting destroyed on the recruiting trail.
That's why, you don't hear about until way after the fact when Nick Saban takes those vacations or Dabo Swinney takes those vacations.
They go quiet.
That's not fair. You should be able to take a vacation, have a good time, and not worry about it. So let Jim Harbaugh have a good time and do his bad rap.
Yeah. By the way, he was in the college football playoff last year.
I know, but there is no off time for coaches. I think the general fan base expects the guy to be wired in 24/7, no downtime.
That's right. That's what Nick Saban said the night at the World Games thing. He talked about his first hole-in-one. It was the off week on his birthday weekend. That before the LSU game, and he had his first hole-in-one ever, and he had to tell people no pictures, keep this under wraps, because if we lose the game, I don't want people saying I was off golfing on my birthday during an off week.
And that's Nick freaking Saban.
That's Nick Saban.
It really is remarkable, because I think every fan, well, not every fan base, but a lot of fan bases, when you say, what kind of head coach do you want? I want a good family man, does things right, good Christian man, yada, yada. When in truth, what you really want is a 24/7 robot that thinks of nothing but your football program. I think that's what every fan in truth wants, no matter what they say. Now, some programs have that. Some do not.
No, I remember.
And it generally shows.
I remember we had a coworker that was a big Georgia fan, and we were in the downstairs studios, and he came down talking about Mark Richt that he wanted more Nick Saban.
That's right.
The way it goes for a lot of people is God, family, then maybe occupation.
Right.
For Nick Saban, it's football, football, football. Mark Richt, it was God, and then football.
That's what fans want.
Yeah, and he was like, man, I want to coach like Nick Saban. Yeah. I want football, football, football.
We will get to phone calls in a little bit, but first, as we promised, it's time for our 40 and 40 countdown. We start with South Carolina at number 40. It is brought to you by our friends at Baumhauer's.
Hey, how fitting is this? 40 and 40 brought to you by Bob Baumhauer, who 40 years ago brought the first ever wings to the state of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. It was at Wings and Things right there on the Strip. In fact, he had to give them away for the first few years. 40 years, 4 concepts, 14 restaurants later. Bob's still serving up great food and hospitality to the people and visitors of Alabama. Bob also recognized times are tough. That's why he's got the Inflation Sucks menu, where you can get a tailgate burger for $7.99, barbecue Yardbird just $9.99. Go easy on your wallet. Try the Inflation Sucks menu today at Baumhower's Victory Grill.
So our team number 40 is South Carolina, and you have to say year one for Shane Beamer was a positive move. Yes.
Oh, look, 6-16 the 2 previous years. He came in, there was no expectation. I think the Vegas over-under was 2.5 or maybe 3 for this team. They go 7-6, 3-5 in conference. The offense was bad last year, but you had 4 different starting quarterbacks. Offense was 111th nationally, only scored 23 points per game. But now you get Spencer Rattler, a guy that's got 40 touchdowns, 9 interceptions at a high level. You finally have your quarterback.
And an offensive line returned intact in front of him, and that is huge. They've had some transfers in at skill positions. It's still a really, really difficult schedule, but I think Shane Beamer has got the parts offensively to score some points. But they may have to do that. I mean, they may have to win some track meets.
Well, believe it or not, they led the SEC in takeaways last year.
Yeah, they did. So let's talk a little bit about Spencer Rattler and the receivers he's throwing to. It's got to be a step down from what he had at Oklahoma.
Yeah,
though.
but Josh Vann is an underrated receiver that probably didn't live up to his potential based on the fact that you didn't have great quarterback play. You've got Jaheim Bell, who showed a lot of flashes at tight end. Austin Stogner is coming in, a tight end that obviously Spencer Rattler's familiar with, an Oklahoma product. And then maybe the biggest guy is Christian Beal-Smith, the Wake Forest transfer at running back. We saw what Kenneth Walker, the Wake Forest transfer, did at Michigan State last year. Can Beal-Smith replicate that?
You know, what you're always going to talk about with South Carolina, though, is a really difficult schedule. They play Clemson out of conference. They're always going to play Georgia. Tennessee is resurgent a little bit there in their own division. They've got Texas A&M out of the West. So it's a back-breaking schedule for them.
Yeah, those big SEC games, though, all at home, as you saw in our graphic there, including that Texas A&M game. 42 games they won in a stretch from 2010 to 2013 under Steve Spurrier. Shane Beamer trying to wake up those echoes. Number 40 there at South Carolina. On our 40 and 40 countdown, brought to you by our friends at Baumhower's.
Again, celebrating 40 years right here in Alabama. Bob Baumhower delivered the first great taste of wings to the state of Alabama way back in 1981. Again, 40 years, 4 concepts, 14 restaurants later. Bob's still serving up great food and hospitality to the people and visitors of Alabama. Get in today to one of those locations of Baumhower's Victory Grill.
So in that state, though, Shane Beamer's fighting an uphill battle. He's in the shadow of Dabo Swinney and Clemson. It seems like he was able last year with a 10-3 year at Clemson, surged at the end, and a not expected 7-6 bowl win season for South Carolina, that he seemed to close the gap a little bit, at least in the public eye. Got a little press time, got a little air time. But there's a big gap between Clemson and South Carolina. What does he have to do to close the gap?
It's massive. You know, he's in a better conference. Going back to that 7-6 and 10-3, the problem was Clemson beat them 30-0 last year. So
not real close.
Yeah, there still is a huge gap between these two. But you brought up the fact that Steve Spurrier, which is still amazing, from 2010, 2013, won 42 games, averaged over 10 wins per year for 4 seasons. Steve Spurrier owned Dabo Swinney early on. So there is a way. These things are cyclical. This thing could somehow flip. South Carolina's just got to start to win. They are the state school. Historically, Clemson's got the better program.
Yeah, it's one of the states where the state school isn't the alpha in that state. I mean, it's pretty rare you find those, but South Carolina is the state where that's the case. And it's not just recently. That's been historic that Clemson has been the better football program of the two.
But do you guys not believe with that fan base and being in the SEC that if things break right, you know, and depending on what Dabo Swinney does, again, I think this is a pivotal year for Dabo Swinney. Not that he's going to get fired, but coming off of 10-3, if they lose 2 or 3 or 4 games again this year, people are going to say Dabo's lost his fastball.
Yeah, more importantly, losing both coordinators and Brent Venables is the big thing people would talk about with Dabo there. But for South Carolina, you're talking about a program that really has never had a lot of really great success, and not really, I mean, making it to the SEC championship game was sort of the high point for that program. That and George Rogers winning the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 memories. Steve Spurrier getting him to Atlanta, and George Rogers winning. So there's a lot of unplowed land in South Carolina's history books for Shane Beamer to attack.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, just getting to Atlanta was celebrated by Spurrier, and that is hard. It's going to be hard for Beamer to do. I'd bet against it, honestly. Obviously, I'd play the odds against that. You know, to Lance's point about closing the gap with Clemson or anybody else in the East, the state of South Carolina just doesn't produce a ton of great football players. They've got to recruit well in Georgia. They've got to recruit well in Florida. That's how you're going to close the gap. Is it's not as much about what happens on the field. On the field last year, I think everybody was blown away by what Beamer did, especially considering his quarterback situation.
That's right, because they were 111th in total offense. 7-6, won a bowl game with a grad assistant at times as your quarterback. 111.
Yeah, I know. A grad assistant and a D3 transfer, and I mean, just nothing at quarterback. He just had no quarterback situation there. So I think people were blown away what he did between the stripes, but it's going to be much more about what he does on the recruiting trail. To close that gap with the rest of the East and Clemson in his state, he's going to have to recruit well in Georgia and Florida.
You know, we've had him on the show. He seems like an infectious guy.
There's no doubt that's
young.
the case.
I think players relate to him. And, you know, it's an example of a special teams guy. They normally don't get shots. You know, John Harbaugh was one of those guys that got a shot as a special teams guy. He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I remember when he was on the show and you made the point with Beamer that special teams guys, they touch every aspect of the game.
That's right.
They're dealing with offensive players, defensive players. It's not just I'm stuck on one side of the ball.
But they never get a look.
They never get a look.
And
You're right.
I think Beamer, the only reason he got a look was that last name.
Oh, I don't disagree with that at all. And with that last name, it's no surprise he was a special teams guy. That's what his dad was known for.
They are currently 33 in the always changing 24/7 composite recruiting rankings. They've got 3 4-star commitments, so he is getting some talent into South Carolina. The problem is almost a lot of SEC teams are ahead of you, and Clemson right now up at number 4. You're excited about 3 4-star guys. Clemson has a 5-star guy and 13 4-star guys.
That's the battle.
That's the battle right there. And that's South Carolina at number 40 today in our 40 and 40 countdown. One team every day, every live show leading up to our Guarantee Friday in the week 0 that is now just 40 shows away, brought to you by our friends at Baumhauer's.
Yeah, remember Bob Baumhauer celebrating 40 years of great product right here in the state of Alabama. He's also giving back with that Inflation Sucks menu. They're trying to save you a few bucks at Baumhauer's. Try their delicious fried Wickles for $6.99, that tailgate burger for $7.99, barbecue Yardbird at $9.99 and more. Go easy on your wallet. Try the Inflation Sucks menu today for lunch or dinner at Baumhauer's Victory Grill.
All right, quick break here. We'll get to the phone calls when we come back. 205-734-0923, whatever's on your mind. 205-734-0923. That gets you on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline. The show brought to you in part today by our friends at Bud Light. 0 carbs, 80 calories. That's Bud Light Next. You'll find it wherever you buy beer this summer to cool the heat with that refreshing taste. It's what's next. It's Bud Light Next.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Double the fun and more ways to win at Victoryland Casino and Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play thousands of your favorite games featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. The Trucks and Bucks giveaway is going on right now. We're giving away 2 Chevy Z71 trucks and $50,000. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Drawings May 13th and 14th. Come win at Victoryland Casino and Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
ERA King has the new Guaranteed Move program, which lets you compare instant offers with open market offers so you can choose how and when to sell your home. You can close with a quick cash offer, no showings, and no open houses, or you can explore multiple offers through a traditional listing. Available only through ERA King. Guaranteed Move puts you in control. Visit movewithking.com or text MOVE to 35620. To learn more, that's MOVE, M-O-V-E, to 35620. Vulcan Tire and Automotive is hiring. If you want to take advantage of joining in with a local growing company in the automotive service industry, this is the opportunity for you. Hiring oil and tire technicians and more experienced mechanics. If you've got the talent and the desire, there is a spot for you at Vulcan Tire and Auto. Stop by one of their 4 locations and the manager on site can walk you through the pay scale, great benefits, and flexible work schedule. Get paid to build your future in the industry. Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Anheuser-Busch wants every experience for you around beer to be a good one. And getting home safely is always a priority. So encourage friends to decide to ride, whether it's by being the designated driver, calling an Uber, or taking public transit. You cannot drive drunk if you don't drive there. This message is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Birmingham Budweiser, and the Next Round. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Double Down Media podcast family is live and full of content for all ages. The Mystery Fifth Hour gives the Next Round host a chance to talk about everything but sports. Pour a glass of Bama and bourbon, our weekly college football conversation while sipping some of the most interesting pours in the bourbon world. And our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call. LT takes off the gloves for an in-depth conversation with stars like Taylor Hicks, presented by Redmond Vodka. Find those podcasts and more by searching The Next Round on Apple, Spotify, and on our website, nextroundlive.com.
For one of Birmingham's best beer selections since 2016, come check out our friends at the Beer Hog. With 64 local, regional, and international craft beers on tap, there is something for everyone. Plenty of TVs to watch all the games while you enjoy some of their fresh-baked pizzas and delicious appetizers. The Beer Hog also has wines on tap and a full bar with great signature cocktails. Don't forget about the large selection of packaged beer and growlers to go. Follow us on Facebook or just stop by the Beer Hog located 2408 Pelham Parkway.
This summer, the world's roads lead here to Birmingham. The World Games will bring athletes from more than 100 countries here to compete for gold and to celebrate our moment on the world stage. For a limited time, World Games Day passes are on sale for $35 to see events like softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, sumo wrestling, martial arts, and more. The World Games will bring the best in international sports here to Birmingham. So join the celebration. Get your World Games Day Pass today.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
One of those weird moves that you see. At one point, the number 1 high school basketball player in the land, Amani Bates, leaves Memphis for Eastern Michigan, is where he's going to play his basketball. Eastern Michigan, that move there. You can read more about it at ESPN.com. Before we get to the phones, part of the show being brought to you by our friends at Odie's.
Last night, I'm going to throw the question at, well, Brown was there.
I know the
Rocky
answer.
was there. Dunaway, I'll throw it at you. What came first, LeBron James or Diet Mountain Dew?
That is going to be, surprisingly, LeBron James. That Diet Mountain Dew is a new adventure because they went Diet Pepsi, they went Diet Dr. Pepper, and then they were like, oh, let's do it. And they went Diet Dew.
Do the Dew.
And that's your favorite soft drink.
I love me some Diet Mountain Dew, man.
So,
Drink one every day right here on the show.
LeBron James, 1984. Diet Mountain Dew, 1986.
86, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of the little nuggets you learn. Odie's Team Trivia, we do it every single Wednesday night. But if you're just looking for a big-time lunch or dinner, stop in. Rodney Davis has been cooking up that great food for over 30 years. Award-winning wings, delicious burgers. My personal favorite, the Diablo sandwich. It's a Birmingham institution. Get in today. Go see Will Haver and that great staff, Odie's Tavern.
It's no patio, but it's a great drink, Diet Mountain Dew. There was a Madman scene where they had to do a new diet drink, and it was called Patio.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That one didn't make it, Jim.
Wait, so you're still season 3, right?
Season 3, episode 5, yeah.
Oh, the next episode.
No, that's the one
next
Lance,
episode?
Yeah,
Episode
Lance,
6.
Lance tells me season 3, episode 6 is the you know what.
Yeah, when they land the John Deere account.
Yeah, that's what Lance tells me. I'm
Is this
looking
the
forward
jump
to
the
it.
shark moment, or is it a great
Oh,
moment?
No, it's just the best moment of the show.
Okay. And it's great Roger Serling, too.
Jeff
Love
is in
him.
Anniston. He is next with us. Jeff, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, what's happening?
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, any of y'all ever watch what's happening back in the day?
Oh, heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's good as Unforgiven is. Would y'all like to see a prequel showing Will Money when he was younger and the
Yes.
hothead?
Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the legend of Will Money and I mean, Little Bill was talking about him. I mean, it would be great. And we're talking about Unforgiven, the great, in my opinion, the best Western ever.
Would you say Tombstone is second?
I think Tombstone had too much cheese in it. I liked it though.
What would you say is second?
Oh, second.
Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles.
The Searchers was great.
What about True Grit?
Searchers is up there real high.
Yeah. True Grit was really, but the thing about True Grit is I think the remake to me was almost better than the first one. I know that's blasphemous.
I agree, man.
No.
I agree. I like it better.
Yeah, he's better than John Wayne. And like you say, a lot of people say that's blasphemous, but I thought he was better.
Yeah, it was a great
Rooster
movie.
Cogburn, yeah.
And I'm one of the few that actually like the Kevin Costner Wyatt Earp better than I did Tombstone.
Yeah, I'm not that guy.
I've never seen the Kevin Costner.
It was a little as great as Val Kilmer is as Doc. Jesus, Quaid.
Yeah,
was
Dennis
great
Quaid.
As Doc Holliday. Yeah.
He lost like 70 pounds. Just his diet, all it was water and lettuce for a couple of months. It's crazy.
Awful.
He looks like it, isn't it? All right. Who's hotter in her prime, Rosie O'Donnell or Sandra Bernhard?
Got Rosie by a landslide.
Sandra Bernhard.
I'll never forget Rosie in some terrible movie. Dana Delaney was in it. They were like at an island, like almost a hedonism thing.
Exit to Eden or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. And she had
Okay, I got Rosie O'Donnell confused with Roseanne Barr. Yes, Rosie O'Donnell's the answer.
But Rosie O'Donnell was in a dominatrix suit.
Yeah.
My.
Not a good movie.
Oh, mercy.
But see, that was the girl that was the.
She was
I saw
also
that
in
movie.
Tombstone, by the way.
The head dominatrix lady was a famous actress.
Yeah,
I thought
Dana Delaney.
Dana
the
Delaney,
one that
yes.
was also in Tombstone. Wyatt
Was
Earp.
that one of the goofiest roles ever? Her in Tombstone. Though, what the hell was that?
I
what
don't
was
know.
she in there for? It was
The Billy Zane character, the Jason Priestley character. I mean, that was the problem with Tombstone.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but the SEC has won 3 straight national championships with 3 different teams in football now.
Right.
They've got 3 straight in baseball with 3 different teams. Can y'all ever think of another conference ever doing that in any sport? And actually, the SEC's done it 3 times in football since 2009. Had 3 different teams win it 3 straight years.
Yeah, I could not. I mean, you would immediately jump to the Big Ten, but they've not done it in football or basketball. That's the one you would think would have the shot at doing it.
Well, in basketball, I would think the ACC, if they have not done it, sometimes you get a little variety there. If you went Maryland when they were back in the ACC.
Yeah.
I
But
could see
they're
that.
never going to do it in football.
Pac-12 done in baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, but doing the combo of football and baseball or football and basketball, I just don't see it out of
Yeah, Jeff, if you go back and you look at the Pac-12 in the 70s and 80s, what USC, Arizona State, Arizona, and even Stanford occasionally were doing.
I remember them years. I remember Texas always being really good back in them days, too.
Augie Garrido?
I remember Clemens pitching in the World Series, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Have y'all got your Lindy's SEC edition yet, magazine?
Dunaway, you talking about? You bought one?
Got no, actually, it was given to me by somebody in our building here.
How about that?
One of the banks.
Yeah.
Well,
do I need to go get it out of the office right now? Are you about to ask questions?
Well, I'm just going to tell you, go to page 64.
Okay, hold on.
Is that the cheerleader page?
Yeah, and while he does that, Jeff, let me say you have ruined a lot of people's day because Rockstar has pulled the. I didn't realize Dan Aykroyd was in that film,
and he's dressed. He's got a lot more clothes than her.
He does, but I mean, That's Rosie's prime. You'll give me that's Rosie O'Donnell's prime.
If she had a prime.
Well, everybody's got a prime.
If she had a prime, that was her prime.
Everybody's got a prime. That's her prime.
That is a
I
bad
think
look.
the only prime she had was a prime rib.
All right, Dunaway. He says page 64.
Okay, let me put on my reading glasses.
He did not hear what you said, Jeff, so let's see if Jim has the same reaction.
Okay. Thank you to Tom, who listens to the show with a local bank here in town.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom, for dropping these by. 64.
He says page 64, and then
that's going to be right before I get to the national schedules.
Jeff was a fan of a particular team on page 64, so you tell me the team you're a fan
they don't put the numbers, actually, but you have to count them. 63, 64.
There you go. Which team? Jeff was a fan of a particular team.
Well, I have more memorabilia of UCLA than I do anybody else.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah, so,
Yes, sir, baby.
well, it's also the biggest picture there.
Yes, in more ways than one.
But I mean,
creepy.
I don't like the way they're doing this now. I love Lindy's magazine, but it's not. We're fading out a lot of the pictures. A lot of just headshots.
Yeah, these used to be action shots.
Yeah, in full body, to be honest. We're talking about the cheerleaders and now majorettes and others, basically girls of college football.
Let me see page 64, the one that he's focused on.
He said UCLA. He was a big Bruins fan.
What do they call the UCLA dancers? It's song girls for USC.
I don't know if the UCLA has a name, do they?
Yeah.
Well, her name's Fifi in my mind.
She kind of looks like she looks like Kate Middleton a little bit.
Oh, does she?
I appreciate you not going Dee, which is actually a better girl's name.
Hey, do you not agree? A little Kate Middleton there?
Why?
A little bit, yeah.
Let me
a
see
little bit.
that. I haven't seen her.
Yeah, she's got a little royalty in her there.
Yeah,
I can see
I know
that.
one friend said like to meet her. Okay.
All right. Yeah. No, a little old for him.
Who's more valuable? I mean, the prince I was speaking.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
More valuable to his
He
team
was talking
this
about
year.
Little Sweet.
More valuable to their team this year, Brock Bowers or Jahmyr Gibbs?
I would go Jahmyr Gibbs.
I would go Brock Bowers just because Alabama always seems to have that depth. And when you look,
They did not last year.
But when you look at Georgia's passing game last year, I mean, Brock Bowers was the go-to, and he is as good as Gibbs might be able to be. Brock Bowers is like an elite tight end. He would have been a first-round guy last year as a true freshman tight end.
Just look at the numbers he put up in the national championship game and the other game, the SEC championship game, and that's when Alabama it's Alabama focused on taking him out of the game.
Yeah, and if he grabs that one late in the second half in the back of the end zone, which I thought he came up with, that might have been a different game. I would go Brock Bowers.
Yeah, the only reason I say Gibbs is probably going to, what would you guess, average 20 touches a game? And Bowers maybe 5?
Yeah, Bowers was underutilized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, I agree with that. I think an under-the-radar addition South Carolina got was that tight end from Oklahoma.
Yeah,
That'd be
Austin
a
Stogner.
stud.
Yeah.
Which is the better quarterback league this year, the SEC or the ACC, would you say?
The ACC.
I think I would too. SEC top end. I mean, Bryce Young is better than any of the two leagues, but I think if you go top to bottom, the ACC's got better quarterbacks.
The interesting thing, the ACC, we don't know what you get from DJ. Tyler Van Dyke is going to be really good.
Brennan Armstrong's good.
Yeah, Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman's good.
Keaton Slovis.
Yep.
They're deep.
Devin Leary.
Yeah, I think I'd go ACC.
Better year, Slovis or Bo Nix?
I'll go Bo Nix at Oregon.
Oh, I will go Slovis.
I'd be curious to determine how them teams do. Did y'all ever play knee football when y'all were kids?
Knee football where you're on your knees?
Yeah.
We played
I
against.
did.
We had an annual game against girls that we had to play on our knees.
The Powder Puff game.
Yeah, and they would actually play on feet.
Well, I think we played it indoors. I think we only went knee football if we were stuck in the basement because it was raining or cold.
Maggie and I play that game too.
Oh my!
Who's offense? Who's defense?
Maggie's always playing defense.
In that situation, I'm always on defense.
the all-time quarterback.
Which part is what's under review?
She's always eligible receivers. Eligible receivers.
I like Utah, like everybody else.
You like what, Utah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know y'all got them top 5.
Yep.
Or what? Can y'all think of another top 5 team though that would be? I heard y'all say a little while back that there just would be a pick 'em at UCLA or like within a couple of points at UCLA.
You talking about this year, a top 5 team that if they went to the Rose Bowl would be close.
I'm just saying that y'all, they're number 5 in y'all's poll, right?
Yeah.
Is there another team and didn't y'all hear not too long ago say that their game at UCLA this year in the regular season would be like right at a pick 'em or just a 2-point?
I don't remember that. I think USC at Utah, LT makes a pretty close game, but Utah would be the favorite, right?
Vegas says that USC would be the favorite. I think Utah ultimately will be the favorite there. I'll give you one, and we saw this matchup not long ago. You guys remember that crazy Texas A&M UCLA game?
I do.
I think Texas A&M in the Rose Bowl would be favored, but I think it would be like 3.5 or 4
against UCLA.
Yeah, because remember last year LSU was only a skinny favorite.
All right, just one more thing real quick before I do a couple run-throughs real quick. Now, can you imagine how different movies would be like Mad Max and Fast and the Furious if they were using electric cars? Be a whole different movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a bunch of Teslas out there.
We got to find a place to charge.
All right, Rick, my run-throughs real quick. Which would surprise you more, Tennessee wins the SEC East or Clemson doesn't win the ACC?
Wait, who winning the SEC?
Still Tennessee winning the SEC East over Georgia would surprise me more than Clemson not winning the ACC. For Clemson, I mean, I could give you Miami. Could rise up. I could give
maybe
you
NC State.
Maybe NC State. Yeah. Maybe you find one other wild one that does it. But I mean, getting past Georgia would shock me for anybody in the East.
And if that does happen, Jeff, a couple of things. I think Hendon Hooker is a Heisman finalist.
Right.
And I think we start to talk about Josh Heupel as, a borderline up-and-coming, maybe one day an elite coach.
But y'all aren't ready for that jump yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
All right. What would surprise you more if the Cowboys don't win the East or if Buffalo doesn't win the East?
I would say Buffalo not winning the East.
I would agree with that.
I think I would too.
Because I think Philadelphia was a playoff team last year. They made some improvements depending on how good Jalen Hurts is. I really think the Giants are going to have a good year coming back. And then Washington's defense is so good, so that could be a very cluttered division.
Yeah, and imagine if you get a good Carson Wentz at quarterback for Washington. I mean, they've made the postseason 2 years ago without a quarterback.
Right. All right. More surprising if Tampa doesn't win the division or Green Bay?
Green Bay.
I'd be more surprised if Tampa doesn't win the division. New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina, not at their best. At Green Bay, you got Minnesota that's still playing really good football.
Yeah, but I still think New Orleans is closer to Tampa than Minnesota is to Green Bay.
I disagree with that.
The last one, if Baylor repeats, which would surprise you more, if Baylor repeats as Big 12 champs or Ohio State doesn't win the Big 10?
Ohio State not winning the Big 10 would surprise me more.
Yeah, Ohio State not winning the Big 10, but I don't think either one. I don't think Baylor can get back to the Big 12 championship game, and I think Ohio State easily wins
Ohio State, that would be a shocker.
Wow.
2 straight years.
So no
for
shot
Ohio
for
State.
Michigan, huh? I mean,
well, just 2 straight years, and Michigan's got to go to Ohio State this year.
No shot for Michigan.
And you think about Ryan Day's only lost, one regular season Big Ten game, and that was last year against Michigan?
It's got to start somewhere, guys.
That's right.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah. It's got to start somewhere. Falling apart at Ohio State. Hard to see that happening, man. They seem to be light years better than everyone else on paper anyway.
I would agree. I mean, the offense is it's dynamic. They've got playmakers everywhere. They've got a great offensive line. And the defense, it's going to get better.
But I wonder how much that Ohio State-Michigan game now will become like Alabama and Auburn, where every other year when it's in Ann Arbor, will it become a crazy game that Michigan has a chance or wins the game, sort of like when Alabama goes to Jordan-Hare now. It's either an Auburn win or a nail-biter. I wonder if that becomes, because there's a lot of similarities between Ohio State and Alabama when it comes to their roster. Everyone says they got the best roster in football, either one of those teams or both of those teams. How do they lose any game? But when you go and play at Michigan, last year it was chaotic, had a little snow falling, and Michigan wins. They rush to the field. That's sort of a scene we've seen several times at Jordan-Hare Stadium during this run for Nick Saban. I wonder if that becomes every other year a much better rivalry game than when it's in Columbus.
I think it will. And Brown, you go back, there were a few situations over the last 5 or 6 years where Michigan had every opportunity to beat Ohio State. There were a couple of blowouts and just bad breaks. And a lot of that, I think, was mental stuff going on. The fact that they couldn't get over that hump. We can't beat Ohio State. Well, last year they did it. So I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, I agree. So that's interesting. Appreciate Jeff's call there. More phone calls later on at 205-734-0923, 734-0923. Buster Olney coming up at the top of the hour. Every day around this time, Rockstar gives us his viewing menu, and it's brought to you by our friends at New Life Art.
Yeah, New Life Art, bringing you memorable sports moments by Daniel A. Moore for over 40 years. Remember, they've got an NIL deal with Bryce Young right now, and they've got that great portrait. You can get it signed, but supplies are limited, so you need to go online right now. You can check out that work. Go to danielmooreart.com or call 800-735-2787 for more information.
I know it's not Mad Men, but Lance, are you still on Old Man?
I am.
New
So
episode tonight.
Yeah, so I got a little disappointed because the first week they came out with 2, and then last week I thought they were going to do 2 a week, and they only came out with 1.
They always do. Most places do.
Okay.
We'll do 2 right now to get you hooked, and then
What streaming service is that?
It's FX straight to Hulu.
Yeah, so
Straight to Hulu.
I
Okay.
watched it on Hulu. I didn't realize it was FX till Rockstar brought it up, so I watched it last week on FX, and now I've got it DVR'd on FX.
Okay.
And then you got a double feature tonight. The winner gets a piece of gum. You got a Tom Cruise double feature tonight on Cinemax starting at 7 p.m. What 2 films will be playing?
I am going to go off the board, and this is Cinemax?
Cinemax, double feature.
I am going to go Risky Business, and I am going to go All the Right Moves.
I am going to go Vanilla Sky and the one where he has to get his eyes replaced, his eyeballs redone.
Michael's in Laser Vision.
Which one is where he has to get his eyeball sort of taken out and new eyeballs put in?
It's not.
Minority Report?
Yeah, okay. I'll take that.
Mine is going to be The Firm and Valkyrie.
One of y'all got one right, and it was Brown. It was The Firm, followed by Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
And then 11 p.m. on Showtime 2, something I haven't seen. It's supposed to be really dark and creepy, The Lighthouse.
Me and Lunsford have both seen it. I liked it. I mean, I thought the acting was great. It is extremely strange.
Is that what brought
these
Robert
guys
Pattinson-
would hate it?
Is that what brought Robert Pattinson back in like the main after Twilight and everything? Because now he's like a respected actor.
Yeah, he was in. Who were the guys the brothers that did Hidden Gems?
Safdie brothers.
Yeah. So he was in. I forgot the film, but yeah, that
Good
gave.
time.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Is there a cliche scene in it where it's like darkness, light, nothing there, darkness, light, nothing there, darkness, light, something's there? Is that a cliche
that
scene?
would be
Because the
scary,
lighthouse is
yeah.
going around?
That would
Looks
be
like
scary.
it's always storming on the trailer.
Is that a cliche scene in there?
Yeah, it's strange.
And Brown would hit it because it's in black and white.
Oh, is it? Subtitles too?
Well, you might want to do it just to understand what he's saying.
Well, you liked American History X and Schindler's List.
I've never seen American History X. I like Schindler's List.
Brown.
Yes. You've seen.
No, I'm not saying that. You got to see that.
Caddyshack? Did
One of
you
the best dinner scenes I've ever, most uncomfortable dinner table scenes.
Yeah, I don't
in
know
the
if it's
history
one
of
of the.
film.
It is one of the most uncomfortable. The cool thing about American History X is it's black and white until it goes color, and there's a reason. So I think the filmmaking behind it, the acting, that's one of those everyone needs to
Schindler's
see.
List, the only thing in color was the girl's dress, right? That's the only time they had color in that one.
Sad movie.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Schindler's List is one of the saddest of all time.
I'm just
I don't
saying,
think you
sad
have to
movie.
cap it off
Jerry
with that
Seinfeld
movie.
made out with his girlfriend in Schindler's
I
List.
think it's widely accepted.
Oh, did he really?
No, it was part of an episode. You were making out during Schindler's List?
Lunsford says Brown would despise all capital letters. The lighthouse.
Yeah, he would.
Black and white, probably a lot of dialogue.
A lot of dialogue. No car crashes.
You wouldn't make it. I don't think you make it 5 minutes.
Is President Lincoln up in the lighthouse? Daniel Day-Lewis being Lincoln?
Being Macbeth.
Yeah. Oof.
All right. You can see Rockstar coming up on Saturday. He'll be at the Vestavia City Center, 5 to 7 Saturday. That's sort of a big floor plan. Where are you in the Vestavia City
I
Center?
think I'm just in the middle of I'm thinking on the base between Taco Mama and Planet Fitness. I'm thinking they're trying a new summer series.
You got a
near
tent?
the stairs there?
I think so, because there's kind of like that concrete raised I'm guessing I'd be there as my stage.
Oh, yeah.
We'll call that the promenade.
Yeah, sure, the promenade.
You got a 10 or something? Because it could be hot as 10 hells and
I
the sun
do
will
not
be beating
know.
down
This
on
is
you.
the first time we're trying this.
You know, it's amazing. I don't know if you guys have been there lately, but that place was a ghost town like a year and a half ago, and Taco Mama has completely revitalized that entire center.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a Davenport's coming soon.
5 to 7 on Saturday. That's July 2nd, Saturday. This Saturday, 5 to 7. You can go see Rockstar in person. Tip jar will be out, and you
They
can
will.
also Venmo him as well.
Yeah, Venmo's the way to go right now. People don't have a lot of cash on them these days.
Yeah. You know what I've started doing? The last 3 times I played golf, I've not had cash on me. I've had to Venmo the young lady and young men who clean my clubs at the end at Ballantrae, RTJ. And,
like how about the curb?
Yeah.
And they give you their Venmo?
Yep,
Like,
absolutely.
do they have it on a card or something? Or you just have to ask them
They
to type
don't.
it in?
I get them to type it in.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's nice of you.
I get them typed. I have my glasses with me. I get them to type the price in too.
Yes.
Tip somebody $77 the other. I'm kidding. I do. All right, that's what Rockstar's watching. Brought to you by our friends at New Life. When we come back, we'll continue our college football conversation later. Well, crap. We better do it next.
What? 4 downs?
No, let's do 4 downs while Leighton's here. It's entertaining stuff. We got Leighton Taylor. We'll do that and talk to Leighton coming up at the top of the hour. A little fun in the 11 o'clock hour right here on TNR.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
The new location of Walk-Ons is now open at Stadium Trace in Hoover, near the Hoover Met. And just like the location off Highway 280, you get authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine prepared fresh from scratch every day. Walk-Ons Happy Hour is 2 to 6 Monday through Friday. $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. Download the Walk-Ons mobile app for an easy take-home experience for the family. It's game day with a taste of Louisiana at Walk-Ons off Highway 281-19 and now at Stadium Trace near the Hoover Met.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at Hydra Live Therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress and anxiety, and boost your immune system, and more. If you mention the next round at checkout, save 20% off any service. You can join the IV League today. Members are rewarded with deep discounts. Make sure you ask about that. Hydra Life Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the poor boys, but I love the southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champyschicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
Summer weather is finally here. Make sure your air conditioner is ready for the Alabama heat. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the ones to call for all of your HVAC needs. Hemphill Services is a locally owned and operated independent train dealer, and the team can service all makes and models. Get the guys at Hemphill Services to make sure your HVAC unit is ready to help you beat the Alabama heat this summer. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, do what I do. Call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090.
Start your day online at nextroundlive.com. Get all the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. And it's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
If you're looking for a fun golf atmosphere that is laid back with a peaceful environment, the Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280, is perfect for you. Just a short drive from Birmingham, this 18-hole, 200-acre track with rolling fairways and ample greens is the definition of peacefulness of the country just miles from the city. Enjoy a great lunch before your round and a cocktail on the wraparound porch after 18. Come see us today. The Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280. Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and our entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Drunk driving prevention is a priority at Anheuser-Busch. You can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. Encourage friends to join in the pledge to Decide to Ride on DecideToRide.com. Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Birmingham Budweiser, and the Next Round. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcasts like Bama and Bourbon, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family, all at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family, all at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Bobby with the question, did anyone point out that the goofy Dana Delaney character in Tombstone was actually the woman that Wyatt Earp married, and that's how he met her?
I just didn't love the character. I thought Dana Delaney was one of those sneaky hot girls. I just thought there were some great moments, especially Val Kilmer in Tombstone, but I thought there were some holes.
I thought she looked really good in China Moon.
That was a show, right?
Yeah, a TV show. Is sort of a play off of sort of an 80s version of MASH, maybe. Different war, different situation. Well, technically a different show.
Yeah, and so we're getting current Dana Delaney. I don't.
She looks like the girl from this one time at band camp.
Yeah, she does. That's exactly what I thought. I can't
Allison Hannigan.
Yeah,
Hannigan.
she does in the glasses over to the left there. Go Dana Delaney, China Moon. See if that is the real name of that show. China Beach every time. Where does Moon
You're
come
so
from?
close though.
Yeah,
that's quite the haircut. I've never even heard of that show. And that does not look like her.
It really does not. I would agree completely.
Looks more like the Pam Dalber, the chick from Mork.
You're right.
Also
Absolutely.
looks like Dumb and Dumber.
No, it's
Mary
Holly
Swanson. Holly.
Oh no, Holly. What was her last name? Not Hunter.
Swedick.
No,
Holly Swedick.
she was in Periscope Down too.
Yeah, she was.
And she was in really one of my favorite movies, Beautiful Girls.
Lauren Holly.
Lauren Holly. Yeah, I liked Lauren Holly.
I did
man.
too.
I was a big fan.
If you like Lauren Holly, you'll love Willie's. Willie's pressure washing off.
They go hand in hand.
You can't.
I think Lauren Holly like Willie's.
You come out to LT's, get that place cleaned up. Willie's the dog, if you're wondering, and the place looks good after they leave.
Yeah, I told the story. The first time I came out, I was so excited to meet Willie, and Blake, the owner, shook my hand, and I'm like, "Where's Willie?" And he got him out of the car, and look, these guys did a great job. If you need your home, business, or financial investment looking brand new again, call the team at Willie's Pressure Washing. They're able to offer a variety of power and soft washing options tailored to your unique needs, from residential and commercial spaces to industrial equipment and beyond. They have the right equipment and technicians to clean your dirtiest messes. Cleaning your patio, driveway, windows, and home exterior can be a back-breaking chore. Let Willie's Pressure Washing do the hard work for you. Call the team at Willie's today, 205-963-2000. That's 205-963-2000. And make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you.
Ush says, I remember China Beach. Do you guys remember Tour of Duty?
Nope.
I do not.
Video game, right?
Yeah, there was a Tour of Duty video game.
That was Call of Duty.
Ah, that's right.
There you go.
But Tour of Duty, was that the Showtime show for a minute?
Don't know.
To me, it's when Rockstar goes out in public back in his younger days.
Tour
of Duty, D-O-O-T-Y.
He still got that.
I do not remember the TV show Tour of Duty.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, me either. Never seen it.
Who were the main players in this, Rocky?
I don't recognize any of them.
That's one crowded helicopter, though. It's like a clown helicopter.
I think
60
it's gonna
people
take
get
off.
out of that thing. Nick writes in, please tell Jeff from Anniston, I would like to buy his dinner or lunch over here in Oxford, Anniston one day, place of his choosing. Just would love to meet him and have lunch or dinner with him.
Take him to
I'll
Mata's.
tell you what. We will pick up the tab for your lunch or dinner if you're able to get Jeff to sit down and give us a picture.
That's right. We'll buy an extra special, no peppers and onions at Mata's. You guys take it to town, and we'll pay for it.
I want to have Jeff up here.
Well, that's fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll say this.
I know what you're about to say.
You kind of like the mystery of it. Like Jeff is.
I don't want to see what he looks like.
I'm with Rockstar. Jeff's a mysterious figure. I kind of like the mystery still being there.
Okay, I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah.
I do want to meet him before
Well, yeah. If he knows he's going to die,
before the world explodes.
I hope he comes and meets us first.
Jeff, if you know you're going to die, we want to meet you one time.
Make this one of your last stops.
All right.
I've done a really
Jeff would do it. Don't think he wouldn't.
I've done a really horrible job, but of connecting back to this guy. But Terry from Talladega,
Okay,
is moving on. not the way y'all were talking about. He's moving to a different part of the country.
See ya.
And he would like to come by and say hi to us.
Well, he's more than welcome.
And I was trying to keep it as a surprise, but I keep not getting into contact with Terry of Talladega. A lot of that's on me for dropping the ball. So I think I'm going to turn it over to Rockstar and let him set it up.
There you go, Rocky. Congrats.
I'm open for it.
Yep.
Terry, a big Auburn fan, highly critical of a lot of Auburn coaches and players over the years.
Big Cowboy guy, too, right?
Yeah, did not like Gus Malzahn. Did not like Gene Chizik.
Be good to finally meet him. So, Bryant Vincent, the interim head coach of UAB, with us earlier. It's podcasted right there at nextroundlive.com. Buster Olney, Montana Fouts, and Bart Andrus, the coach of Philadelphia, coming up a little bit later on. Zach Johnson. Well, before we move to that, on Jeff, can we all do a screen grab or an image search for the last segment in the show? Everybody get on their phone.
For like a famous person that we think he would look like?
Yeah, try to get a person that is the closest to the way Jeff looks in our own personal head and send it to Forrester, and that'll be the final segment of our show today. We'll run through 4 of those.
Yeah, and Jeff, he watches the show, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
I think so, yeah.
So he'll have to tell us who got closest.
Who's the closest to being exactly right.
And quick programming note, no shocker here. Leighton will be here at 11:15.
11:15.
I know we get pushed back by Nick Sabans of the world.
Right, but your daughter.
No, that's perfect. We're going to do 4 downs first, and then she'll walk in and sit down, and we'll finish that segment and do trash. All that coming up.
Perfect.
Now, Zach Johnson, who, by the way, is the Ryder Cup captain. Is this a Ryder Cup year or not?
It is not.
Hey, I don't know if you knew this. He's from Iowa City. He's won 2 majors, and he went to Drake.
Yeah,
Had to drink a beer Monday because of that.
He's a Southern Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Johnson says he doubts live players will be able to qualify for the U.S. team on the Ryder Cup.
Well, the problem is, Jim, they won't play the points events. It is points-based. Now, you do get captains' selections, but they'll have to be, the PGA of America, not the PGA Tour. Will have to, they'll have to be members in good standing there. That's another issue. But they will not be able to earn points because they're not playing PGA Tour events. I mean, that's how you earn points, that and the majors. So their only points events will be the majors unless somehow the LIV gets approved by the World Golf Rankings and that factors into it somehow, and the PGA America says we'll accept that.
So if this isn't a Ryder Cup year, next year would be a Ryder Cup year. It's every other year.
That is right.
And so maybe by the time we crank it back up to start the next point season, maybe they've worked that out and LIV points.
Well, it's a 2-year.
Oh, okay.
It's a 2-year window, but I think they do still give more weight to the second year of the 2 years.
Whoever's playing hot at the time.
I think they still do that, yeah.
Just thought that was interesting from Zach Johnson there. All right, when we come back, Rockstar has our 4 downs. We'll talk to Leighton, LT's daughter, about the bracket challenge punishment payoff and some of the behind-the-scenes stories. We've got trash and then nothing but sports interviews in the final hour of the show. All that's coming up. The show's being brought to you by our friends at Precision Sports, getting you back in the game. By the way, first entry, Lance Taylor's neighbor, how I pictured Jeff, no clue why. It is a angry Wimp Sanderson.
I do not picture him that way.
So, Wimp Sanderson.
Everyday Wimp, right?
Hey, if you're a golfer, a tennis player, or anything in between, let the specialists at Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics guide your journey back to health. Our physicians have been caring for athletes and their families in 9 Birmingham metro areas. Our team of experts will work with you on a personalized treatment plan to get you back to health. Your greatest comeback starts here. Book an appointment online today. Go to precisionsportsmedicine.com/comeback.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Conquer whatever summertime activities you want to take part in, all while wearing the perfect shoes. Our fit specialists take precise measurements of your feet and analyze how you walk and run so that your shoes fit perfectly. And we haven't forgotten about the kids either. We'll get them equipped for summer camp or whatever adventures they take on. Stop by the New Balance Birmingham store today, located on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Experience the difference a custom fit makes today.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations, but we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com.
Little sweet, did you make it out the door on time?
Yeah, but I have lipstick on my teeth.
Ooh, that color looks great on you. And you deserve a tasty treat. Did you take an alternate route and avoid 30 seconds of traffic? Or did you weather apple out? Ooh, and now you're sweating in your jacket. So sweet, unique. Baby, there's nothing better. I bet you probably done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper. Did you nail the high note while singing along to your favorite song? Yes, I did. Woo! Did you perfectly parallel park without bumping any bumper?
Yeah, but I locked my keys in the car.
That's okay.
I need my keys, little sweet.
Did you get your kid in the car seat without losing your temper? Buckle in, that's a win. It's one of a kind, it'll blow your mind. Everyone's done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
At Alfa Romeo of Birmingham, you can now drive the 2022 Alfa Romeo Giulia TI, the Italian sports sedan of your dreams, starting at $499 per month plus tax with $4,999 down, plus first payment and title due at delivery. Come experience the passion and performance of Alfa Romeo of Birmingham, 1837 Grants Mill Road, or Alfa Romeo USA of Birmingham.com. Like financial lease, 10,000 miles per year, WAC, MSRP, $51,490. Stock numbers Q0059, Q0068, or Q0074.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com. The latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com. The latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com. That's nextroundlive.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
This hour of the show being brought to you by our friends at Champy's, world famous fried chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. We met Sterling about this time last year for the first time, and then he came before we even went on the air, started to cater our SEC Media Day event. We're not far away from SEC Media Days 2022, and Sterling's still kicking along with us, his growing business down there in Alabaster on Highway 119. Thanks to all of you who swing by there and say hi to Sterling, say, hey, I'm coming by here. I'm on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and the only reason I'm in Alabaster today is to eat at Champy's world-famous fried chicken. I think Dave and Brett were by there yesterday from over in the chat room. It's just great food. He'll cater your tailgate party, your office meetings, whatever you have going on, but it's just a great place for lunch and dinner as well. It's champyschicken.com, champyschicken.com. Check out the great menu there and just go enjoy the great family atmosphere and great food. there as well. Speaking of which, Goose says, I am waiting for y'all to announce a season kickoff party. Are we ready to announce the date on that yet? Are we going to hold that a little bit? We've got a date. We've got a location. We've got a plan.
Let me ask real quick.
Okay, you got your plan.
Because we've got everything set up.
Okay, while you do that, let's do our headlines. It is brought to you by Rockstar's guy, Adam Mestre. Go ahead, man.
Adam Mestre, of the 4,000 agents in the Birmingham area that have recorded a sale in 2022, is in the top 8% of agents. He is in the top 8% of those agents. Adam is a third-generation realtor, born and raised in Birmingham, so he knows the area. You want a guy like Adam to find a house for you. Why rent when you can buy? Buying a home is the largest financial decision you will make, so make sure you are using an agent that you can trust to help walk you through the process. Call Adam Mestre for a free home evaluation at 205-422-0589 or visit mdrealtyllc.com. At MD Realty, we make house calls.
Hold it or announce it?
No, we're good.
We're good to announce it? All right, Goose, you asked for it. He's waiting for us to announce the season kickoff party. What other date would we do except the 1-year anniversary of the show, August the 16th? August the 16th, the anniversary of the show, will be our kickoff party.
Yeah, we're really excited about this, and we appreciate all the support you guys have given us for almost a year. Last year was a huge success. We did it at Walk-Ons right there. On 119, we're going to be back at that Walk-Ons.
Okay.
It's a Tuesday, August 16th. I think we're going to start at 5:30. Again, we'll give you more details as we get closer to this. But we had a great time with it last year, so we're going to do it again, and we're going to celebrate 1 year with all of you guys.
All right, so right there at Walk-Ons on Highway 119 and Highway 280, the intersection there, and you can't beat that location. I've eaten there once, twice, 2,000 times.
This week.
It's a great place. August the 16th, 1 year anniversary of us being on our digital platform here. It'll also serve as our kickoff party. We'll have a lot of fun, and I'm told, other than some giveaways, we'll have a merch table set up.
Look out now.
You can do some of that as well. So we'll have some fun out there on August 16th. Go ahead and put that on your calendar and start planning for that trip out there, and we'll celebrate an upcoming football season that is now only 58 days away. We unveiled our 40 and 40 earlier today, number 40, South Carolina. We'll continue the countdown tomorrow. You can see the entire 40 and 40 on our social media platform. We released that yesterday. All right, the 4 Downs is coming up. Anything going on in sports that you guys are interested in before we get into Rockstar's 4 Downs? Anything that is a talking point for you? I'm watching the ESPN folks, and Wimbledon obviously is a big story. Serena got bounced yesterday. She's not playing a lot of tennis these days. Nadal right now is once again struggling through a match. He still survived, but he's down 3-1 in the second set after winning the first set. The free agency is about to happen in the NBA. Baseball is where it is. The Braves are playing good. In fact, Kelly Hunter, remember when Kelly filled in on the show? When both of you were off and Kelly was one of our guest hosts, one of my questions to her was this. It was, are you worried about your Braves? And she said, no, it's only May. I'm not worried about my Braves. She just sent me this text. And there it is right there. It is the standings circled right there. She sent this last hour. She sent it, and it has the Braves 3 games out. And she says at the bottom, she has the date. Are you worried about your Braves? Me? No, it's May. Kelly Hunter did not panic with the Braves.
Well, the Braves obviously didn't either. Matt Olson, after 2 home runs on Tuesday night, 2 doubles last night, they win. They're now 21-5 in June. That is ties their best June record of all time in that franchise's history.
Wow.
Yeah. 21-5 is strong.
Any month. Don't worry about it. Get Leighton to go ahead and walk in and sit in the chair over here. We're about to do 4 Downs. You guys remember this face and all the words that she talked on the videos with LT. This is Leighton. We got you a whole chair for yourself over here now.
Chair.
You got
a
mic?
chair. Like it's all yours.
And Uncle Rockstar said, make sure you talk directly in the mic.
That's right.
Right
on it.
So yeah, just
like that.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
Yep. Perfect. All right. So Leighton is here. You want to talk to her first, then do 4 Downs afterwards?
This was my +1. I appreciate you coming up today. I know you're really looking forward to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very excited.
Yeah. She's got the same script she had on the trip.
She does. You're going to have to show this personality off here in a minute, okay? But we've got some interesting questions on 4 downs, and you get to answer them with us.
Okay. She doesn't have headphones, so we'll have to repeat the question for her. We don't have headphones, so we'll repeat Rockstar's question. Okay. He's got 4 downs. It's brought to you by Vulcan Tires. Should she read the spot, or are you going to do that for her?
Do you want to read the spot?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I'll bring it to you.
Okay. 4 downs.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, it's
a whole computer.
She's got a whole chair too.
I mean, but it's a Taylor family tradition, right?
Yeah. She's learned for the best.
Yeah, take your vehicle. Get into that microphone there. Here's Leighton telling you about the great folks at Vulcan Tires.
Take their vehicle by any of the 4 locations of Vulcan Tire and Auto to get a look at those brake pads, wheel alignment, tires, and more. They can do it bumper to bumper for you and your family. 4 locations and online at vulcantireandauto.com.
Technically better than Dad, to be honest with you. 4 locations of fifth coming soon to Pell City, Vulcan Tire. They bring you 4 downs. Uncle Ryan. I mean, you're too old for us to call everybody Uncle. Ryan has got you some headphones now.
Mr. Ryan to her.
And they are clean. They're clean. You can put them in your ear.
She was eyeballing.
She was. She is.
I think Brock Heward's the only one that's worn them.
Yeah. No, we've wiped them off with an alcohol swab afterwards.
Okay.
It's
First down.
A lot cleaner than that Amtrak train you run. Trust me.
What is a weird smell you are willing to admit that you actually like?
All right. A weird smell that you're willing to admit.
For me, it's puppy breath.
Oh,
I hate puppy breath.
I like puppy breath.
Like eating crab.
I really do.
The look your daughter just gave you.
Everybody, I like puppy breath.
So weird, she said.
That's really weird.
Yeah. Don't try this at home, young Leighton, or when you go off to college. But I like the smell of gasoline. I know that people can get in trouble smelling things.
I got in trouble.
Huffing and sniffing and all of that. But I've always liked the smell of gasoline.
Yeah, I think that kills brain cells.
It does. I don't sit around and put a Ziploc bag over my head and put the smell of gasoline in there. But at a gas station, I like the smell of gasoline.
You know, I do not like an indoor smell of cigarettes, the smell of cigarettes, but outdoors, like if you catch a whiff of it, it does trigger my mind to a college football game.
Cigarettes?
Yeah.
Not a cigar, but cigarettes.
Cigarettes,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Like if cigarettes and bourbon especially mixed smells like a tailgate at a football game. I don't know why it is, but if I'm outdoors and I just catch a whiff, I don't want a long exposure of it. But if I catch a whiff of cigarettes, it triggers my mind for a college football Saturday
I don't see
stadium.
a lot of cigarettes or smell cigarettes anymore.
Yeah.
It's all vape. It's like blueberry smoke vape.
Oh, I hate that. I'd rather smell cigarettes than that.
All right, young Leighton, what's a smell that you like?
I was going to say gasoline, but then you took it, so
Yeah.
have to think of a new one. I like the smell of like Home Depot. Like
that is a smell.
Home Depot does have a good smell.
That is a good smell. What about Buc-ee's? What do you think about the?
That's bad.
Can you describe to them the smell of Buc-ee's?
It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It smells like a million different. It smells like Walmart mixed with like.
I was about to say Walmart mixed with.
Cafeteria mixed with, I don't know. It's bad.
I was gonna say Walmart mixed with the State Fair. That's what it smells like.
Yeah, that's good. I do like Home Depot. I never go in there, and I'm always lost when I go in there, but it smells good.
Big place.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're wondering right now, mentally, I am a soon-to-be freshman girl. We're on the same
right.
wavelength.
You and Dunaway are thinking alike.
What about you, Rocky?
I like when you unwrap an electronic device when they have it wrapped in like almost like
that is a good smell.
That smell like a new electronic device. I don't know why.
Hey, do y'all like the new car smell? Like when you get a new car for the first few
Dunaway's
thousand?
the only person that does not like new car smell.
Do not like the new car smell.
I love it.
You know what? Another interesting one, when you open a can of tennis balls.
Oh, I like that one
That's
too.
a really good one.
I remember being a kid. Yeah, we'd go get that can of Prince tennis balls.
Oh, new shoes.
Mark says Bucky smells like love to him, Leighton. Jack says Home Depot's a great smell. Jay Price says sawdust.
I do like sawdust, yeah.
Greg says, I agree with Brown on a cigarette when it's first lit, but once somebody starts smoking, no.
It has to be outdoors too. I can't do it indoors.
Somebody said they like paint thinner. I forgot who that was.
Had a bit of an issue.
Yeah, that's what we call a problem.
I'll tell you this though, like those big permanent markers, not like a Sharpie, but you know what I'm talking about, those really big ones that got the slanted tip on them. You could huff one of those. It's pretty good.
I think that'll get you drunk.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Second down.
When y'all were in high school, did the cheerleaders go to the gym and do the big they had the big paint.
Oh, the big sign, yeah.
brushes of the sign.
It was like a huge Sharpie smell.
Yeah, and if you walked in the gym when they were doing that, it would almost knock you over. But it was a good smell, like momentarily.
Walk in the gym. I mean, that was a show and a smell, man. We'd sit up in the stands and watch them paint the sign.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're hogging the binoculars. Who is the female equivalent to Adam Sandler?
So Drew Barrymore was in all his films for a while. Like, she begged for a meeting with him, finally got it. He liked her. They had good chemistry. She did good films early on. You know, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's Jennifer Love Hewitt. Ooh. She's got the worst overall Rotten Tomatoes score of any actress in the history.
Really? I don't know her name, but she is the lead character in Bridesmaids.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Kristen Wiig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, is that her?
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But whoever the lead character is in Bridesmaids is who it is for me.
Or Melissa McCarthy. Which one are you?
Melissa
No,
McCarthy.
it's not McCarthy.
And Jody
be a good
says
answer,
McCarthy, and so does Mark, and so does Seth.
That'd be a good answer.
Yeah, I was thinking Melissa McCarthy.
The
course
thing
you
is,
were
she's
now,
done
Brown.
2 really, really good films. Bridesmaids was fantastic, and St. Vincent's was fantastic.
She's got to deal with Netflix. She's got a couple movies on Netflix exclusively, so she may be the answer to this. I think she's a funny woman.
She was in Go. Have y'all ever seen Go?
No.
Doug Liman's follow-up to Swingers?
No.
But she had a small part in Go, and she was really skinny back then.
Yeah, there you go. I would agree. Melissa McCarthy is a good answer. Do you have one?
No.
Young Leighton? Okay.
I don't.
Nobody from Mean Girls?
Third down.
Your dad did ask me yesterday, was Euphoria really a intense and R-rated?
Me and Lade watched 3 episodes together last night.
Did you really?
I'm kidding. I would never watch that with you, ever. I'm not even going to watch it now based on the fact that you watch it. I can't believe Dunaway and you watch the same program.
Can you not
Well, yeah, I can. From Emily in Paris to Euphoria.
You like Emily in Paris too?
No.
Oh,
It's Emily in Paris.
it's a good show, Leighton.
What is something that kids are better at than adults?
A lot of things now. Anything technological.
I'll go sleeping. I used to sleep like a rock as a kid. I can't sleep now.
I'll say honesty. Some kids can be blunt.
They
You're
really
fat.
can, yeah.
That guy's fat. You have a
Yep.
bald spot. Okay.
Texting, eating. I get beat up all the time texting because I'm a one-thumb texter, and apparently that is the biggest sign that, other than the fact I have no hair, is the biggest sign that I'm old, that I text with one thumb.
Do you, don't do it ever, but do you turn your phone sideways and use it as a keyboard
No,
like
I
that?
don't.
No, I don't do that. I
don't
can't.
do it.
It doesn't work that way for me.
Like, I've got friends who will show me, like, they can text going down the road without even looking at the keyboard. They can just do this going down the road.
I think Leighton probably can't you?
While I'm
Well, that-
driving?
No, not when you're driving.
never while you're driving.
No, I don't have to look.
Yeah.
You can text without looking.
Show us real quick. Send me a text.
Don't
What
look.
do you want it to say?
You can make it say whatever you
You're
want
the
to
best dad ever. I love you.
No, just say the next round is the best show in the world. How about that?
Yeah. Do the Leighton. Are you really typing? What does it say?
Not even close.
Could do it.
Maybe something else to text.
Here, text us.
Dude, just the next round is camp.
Drip. We're drip.
We're drip.
Do something you've done before. Say, I'm not feeling well today. I'm not coming into work.
Wow.
Okay, I'm waiting for it to come through.
Did you hit send? I don't think you hit send. Yeah. Did she really do that without looking?
The next round is camp.
See, there you go.
Yeah. That is
Unfortunately
impressive.
for us, camp is not what we want to be, right, Leighton? No.
Fourth down.
Amazing. I don't know how they do that.
I don't either.
What is your greatest buyer's remorse?
There was a vehicle, and I'm not gonna put the company on blast, but there was a vehicle I bought one time, and it was nothing but trouble. I mean, from the moment I started it to the moment I finally left it at a dealer, broken down, and said, "Just tell me what you'll give me in cash, and I'll come pick it
My
up."
car before this one I had it's a 2012. I won't say the name of it, but it died on me. Completely died. Just finally at my apartment where I couldn't do it, and they gave me $800 for it. And Nancy, my wife at the time, we were dating, she had the same exact car, only white. And I was like, "You're going to have trouble with this." She's like, "No, it's been good so far." Hers died 3 months later. Yeah.
3
Then
months
we got
later, yeah.
engaged.
For me, it was Super Bowl 53 tickets. I couldn't decide whether to pull the trigger because that Super Bowl got out of whack with the Rams and the Patriots in Atlanta. And I waited till about 2 hours before, and I just decided to go ahead and do it because I knew the Rams were going to win that game, and they scored 3 points. And I spent a fortune on those tickets.
I remember that game.
For me, it was a Suzuki Samurai. For those that don't know, basically it's a lawnmower or a motorcycle.
I liked
on
my
4 wheels.
Samurai. Yeah.
I bought it leaving town in Lexington one day, did not even test drive it, picked the color out, and he goes, let me go get the keys, we'll drive it around. I said, no, I want that one. Let's fill out the paperwork. And I'm going to drive it. Drove it all the way from Lexington, Kentucky to the beach in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, what'd that do for you?
It's talk about the smell. It stunk all the way, never got over 70 miles an hour, and it was never the same after that. Then one time I was making...
That is such a Dunaway vehicle.
I actually want a secondary Samurai in really good shape just to have for a weekend car.
Mine was never in good shape because then I ended up ripping on a cold day, ripped the roof. It was a disaster. Got the sides cut one time. Somebody was trying to steal my radio.
Was that the one you had to drill the hole in so it would water around? Is it the one you also, the wipers messed up and you have to reach around and work the manually work it?
Mine had plugs in the bottom, so I would just leave the top
Dunaway's
off.
probably did too, but he drilled the hole before he looked.
Invented that. They patented that after I came up with that.
I bet you couldn't keep the women out of that thing, could you?
No, I mean, like, it's that damn magnetism to it.
Hey, when's the last time you saw a Samurai on the road, though?
I don't think they make them anymore.
I don't think they make them anymore.
Do you know what the original use for the Samurai was?
I do.
Was it World War II?
No, it might have had something to do with that.
Japanese firefighters.
Japanese forestry. Yeah.
How about that? Call me the Japanese fireman.
What?
Leighton, do you have any buyer's remorse?
Anything? Those blue jeans? You like those?
Wow.
A bear got them.
A bear did get them.
Nothing at all. Not one ticket, concert ticket you ever been to?
No.
What about my Father's Day gift that I've been wearing every day on set? No buyer's remorse?
Like it,
I love it.
All right, that's our 4 downs brought to you by Vulcan Tires.
4 great locations, soon to be a 5th location in Pell City. For more information, go online, vulcantireandauto.com.
Now, he did this, so don't not knock him off the top of the ledge here. One thing that happened on the trip that he didn't tell us, that we didn't see on video, that's worth sharing with our audience.
Oh,
Give us a
good one. Have a good one.
Okay,
you
what
have
is
a good
it?
one.
Oh, great.
Give it to us.
Okay. So, in the room in Kansas City, there was in all the rooms there were snacks, and they're really expensive. So it's there were gummy bears, and it was $8 for gummy bears. So the night that we went to Kansas City, he went out, and I stayed in the room, and I woke up at 12 or 1, and I heard all this crunching, and it was and he was down there
aggressive eater.
He is an aggressive eater, yeah.
Messing up those chips. He was eating 2 bags of chips off the thing, and the next morning they were all over the floor, and he was why'd you get into these chips? And I was what? I was I didn't eat the chips. I was you ate those. And he was I ate these? And I was yeah.
I ate these?
Some of it on the floor.
That happens sometimes.
Yes. Try getting him into a cab one time. That'll be fun.
All right, so Jacob's asking about the shirt that you made me wear on the train. Where is that shirt now?
I was actually going to bring it, but then I didn't. It's in my closet.
Oh,
I'm not
you should have
gonna wear
worn it.
But
You'll never wear it again?
probably not. It's really large. It goes down to there.
I think what will happen, you'll get to college, they'll have a tacky party of some sort, and you'll say, oh, I've got the perfect shirt I'm going to wear to this. That's when that'll come back. Any other questions for Leighton while you have her in here?
No, I don't think so. You had a great time, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seemed like he says the turning point was the scary hotel.
That was really scary.
That's when you wanted to go home?
Well, Leighton pulled the reviews. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
The reviews were the reviews, but, there was an uneasy feeling at that hotel. People have died there.
What's great is it's like y'all went to Lollapalooza or something like that, and for Chicago to be first, it was the opening band, and it was so much fun, and then after Chicago, it's hey, the rest of the time is going to be miserable. Just let
disaster.
you know.
Well, I don't know if I told you guys this, but when we were in Chicago, she continued to point out there's a bus, there's a train on the L. Let's just stay in Chicago the entire time. We'll get a rental from here. We'll jump on the bus. We'll jump on the L, and then we'll drive back.
She's a tailor.
She called it strategy.
It would have worked.
It would have worked. These guys would have been pissed.
Oh, yeah. That 100% is what I was expecting your dad to do. So it was nice to know it was the young Taylor coming up with that plan. Means he's giving you all the trade secrets as you head off to college. All right, hang around. We're going to do trash next, so don't go anywhere. Part of our show being brought to you today by our friends At Mortgage Right, they'll have trash on the other side, and we'll continue our conversation with Leighton as well as we relive the bracket payoff. Champy's world-famous fried chicken brings you this hour. Champy'sChicken.com, right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster.
All the stories important to us are in one place. Catch the morning rounds each weekday at nextroundlive.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Golf season is in full swing, and you know what that means for me, my favorite time of year. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round, inviting you to enjoy 18 holes of great golf at Ballantrae Golf Club. Just off I-65 in Pelham, Ballantrae Golf Club is one of my favorite spots in Birmingham. 18 great holes of golf designed by one of my favorite designers, Bob Cupp, and they keep the golf course in superb shape. They treat you like family when you're out there as well. Go enjoy Ballantrae Golf Club for yourself this spring and summer. 620-GOLF for a tee time, 620-4653, Ballantrae Golf Club.
Hey, if you're looking for Birmingham's best pizza, you need to stop in and see our friends at Slice Pizza and Brew. It's as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. For a great lunch or dinner, go see our friends today, Vestavia or Lakeview at Slice.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the Next Round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Little Sweet! Did you make it out the door on time?
Yeah, but I have lipstick on my teeth.
Ooh, that color looks great on you. And you deserve a tasty treat. Did you take an alternate route and avoid 30 seconds of traffic? Or did you weather apple eye? Ooh, and now you're sweating in your shacket. So sweet, unique. Baby, there's nothing better. I bet you've probably done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper. Did you nail the high note while singing along to your favorite song? Yes, I did. Woo! Did you perfectly parallel park without bumping any bumper?
Yeah, but I locked my keys in the car.
That's okay.
I need my keys, little sweet.
Did you get your kid in the car seat without losing your temper? Buckle in, that's a win. It's one of a kind, it'll blow your mind. Everyone's done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper.
Support the show and grab some great t-shirts and hoodies right now in the Next Round store. Buy the Alabama State map shirts in your team's favorite colors, the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest, or Next Round flag shirts are also online now. Just go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store. The traditional Next Round logo shirts are there too. Buy them for yourself, or they make a great gift for someone else. And let us know what you'd like to see in the store coming up. Nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
Want more of the Next Round? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live Daily Show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember, you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
keep an eye on that. You want to say it or no? Not yet.
No, here, I'll be very vague, and I don't know if I'll be vague. There's potentially some big college football news breaking over the next couple of hours. Someone within the college football world has told me. Now, this person, the only reason I'm not going to say it on the air is this person off the record has told me what it is, but it's off the record. So I'm going to be very careful about that, but you want to pay attention to some college football news.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on that coming up here, but it is time now to get to trash every day. It is brought to you by the great folks at Mortgage Right.
Why do white people make their edibles so strong? Why am I tasting colors? Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Hey, and remember our friends at Mortgage Right. Times are tough. We all need a little help sometimes. Mortgage Right's down payment assistance program gives you the option to purchase a new home without coming out of pocket for a down payment. Their team of mortgage experts, always ready to offer their time, tips, and tools to help move you in with confidence. No money down. Take advantage of this home buying benefit. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR today. NMLS 2239. Equal housing lender. We had a shark attack yesterday.
Oh, no. Was this the one in Cape Cod?
No, this was actually Lovers Point, Monterey Bay, California.
Oh, no.
Steve Broomer, 62 years old, part of a local swimming club, swims off the point nearly every day, was bitten yesterday, broken femur. He lost 30 pints of blood but survived.
That seems like a lot of blood to me.
Wow. They said it was a great white. They said it was a huge great white. So lucky to survive that. Most of those great white attacks don't end good.
No, not at all.
From that to beekeepers converged on a Utah highway to attempt to capture thousands of bees that swarmed in the roadway after a truck hauling more than 200 hives overturned. Authorities said the semi-trailer overturned on Monday. Authorities said several people, including the driver, suffered minor injuries from bee stings. 2 people were treated for stings at a local hospital. Beekeepers on the scene said the damage to the hives were severe. They went on to say, quote, unfortunately, more is damaged than not. Maybe 5% is salvageable. I talked to our friend Phil Boozer, America's First, this morning.
Right.
Asked him what he was doing over the 4th of July weekend. He I forgot exactly what beekeepers do, but he's got a bunch of bees and he gets honey. He's got the beekeeper.
Oh, so Phil does that himself?
Got the beekeeper suit. He's going to send us pictures.
Of him, getting the honey?
How often does he get stung?
He said you just be prepared to get stung. And I told him today, I don't know about you guys, I've only been stung by yellow jackets. I've never been stung by, knock on wood, a bee or a wasp or a hornet.
I think I've had all of them. I got stung by a bee just the other day. It was the most random thing. I was on the golf course, and I was reaching down to get something out of my pocket, and a bee was right on the edge of my pocket and stung me. I'm crazy, man.
The only time I got stung by a bee, I believe, or a yellow jacket was Coke can, Pepsi can outside. Forget what brand I was drinking.
Went for the sip?
And it was in the summertime, and I went up and it got me on the lip.
You know what my dad does, Dunaway? If he's got a can on the go, he'll thump it like that
to get it to come out.
The same thing happened to him one time.
I've seen people do that before. I remember Forest Brook, where I grew up. There was a creek across the street, and there was a yellow jacket nest. And I was throwing pine cones at it, and I threw one, went directly in it.
Why?
Because
before Netflix.
Which Flint kid was with you?
The Flints were out there with me.
No, I'm not stunned.
But the Yellow Jackets took off, and I swear to God, I don't know how they ended up in my sweatpants, but I got stung about 15 times. It was some of the worst pain ever. Have you ever been stung, Layton?
I think just once by a yellow jacket.
Have you ever met any of the Flints that your dad used to run with?
I met the one whose son got attacked by a shark.
The one whose son got attacked by the shark.
Which one is that?
That's Sly Dog.
Sly Dog.
Oh, it's Michael.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael. That's the only one I met.
Yeah.
My kids, I don't think either one of them have ever been stung by anything, because when I come home, if there's like a bee or a wasp or a bumblebee in the house is like cornered off, like doors are shut. I'm like, why are all these doors shut? And they're like, oh, there's a bee, 3 rooms down, and we've got it blocked in.
So
waiting for you to get home.
Everybody's scared to death.
Yeah, waiting for you to go get them. I'm
We
like,
got it in your
okay.
sports room. Good luck.
You know what's scary? If you've never been stung like me, I don't know if I'm allergic or not.
That's true.
I've got we've all got a common friend that is really allergic. He carries the EpiPen.
So if the witch that you guys met on the train was going to kill you, a swarm of bees would be a good way to start.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know if I'm allergic or not.
Be a bad way to go.
Leighton never met the witch. You never even noticed the witch.
I did.
Yeah.
She looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of fun.
Does her own tattoos.
Okay, so we've had a story similar to this before, but do you guys? I think we've all had an Airbnb before, right? I mean, everybody's rented through Airbnb.
Yeah, I was looking at some last night.
No, I've done it.
Nearly 60% of Americans said they're worried about hidden cameras in Airbnb.
Oh, I saw a movie about that.
Really?
It was so scary. They're like watching them, and it was like in the bathroom.
Oh, man.
Well, it says 11% of vacation home renters said they discovered a hidden camera during a stay. I mean, that's a big number, 1 in 10. The number of hidden spy camera reports has been increasing because of the accessibility and the inexpensiveness of such cameras. Experts share simple methods to locate hidden spy cameras in hotel rooms and rental properties.
The best is this is 3 ways to find out if there's a hidden camera in your Airbnb. The first tip is
conduct a physical search.
There you go.
Oh, well, that's a good way. You're right. Yeah,
Well,
I'm going to look for a camera, number 1. Yeah.
Just right here, I'd like to say you're welcome to the people that own 321 Sandy Cove down in Santa Rosa from our recent trip. If you need any explanation on anything you saw, you hit me up. I'll let you know.
So they go on.
That's a cowboy hat guy.
They go on to say, when looking for hidden cameras, start with areas like bathrooms and bedrooms. Airbnb hosts are allowed to have cameras in their houses, but you've got to inform guests, and the cameras must not be placed in private spaces. Now, most spy cameras are connected to an electrical source or an electrical device. He said the first thing he does in a bedroom is unplug the clock radios and put them in a drawer. Second thing.
Clock radios? Where's he staying, 1998?
Look at the Wi-Fi network.
That one?
Hidden camera must be connected to a local Wi-Fi network in order to be viewed remotely. Wi-Fi scanning apps like Thing, which I've never heard of, can identify devices on the network that are cameras. Those who hide cameras might use a separate Wi-Fi network to stream live video footage. How scary is that?
Well, can you imagine a guy like just around you're a dad, you're just doing this, scanning the room with your app, your Fling app, to see if there's cameras?
Wi-Fi scanning apps can also detect how many networks are in residence. And finally, they say buy a spy camera detector. I think I'm just going to stay in a hotel if I got to go to all this trouble. If all else fails, spy camera detectors can scan for radio frequencies connected to hidden cameras. They say, it depends on what you want to pay. $30 for a cheap one, but good ones go for over $1,000.
I had my buddy, a buddy of mine recently on a golf trip, and some of the people they were with had booked 3 Airbnbs. And 2 of the groups, it was a big group, right? So 2 of the groups get to their house, and it had already been rented on VRBO. So they had it on both spots. So they had rented it on Airbnb, but Vrbo had already rented it, and the Vrbo renters were already there.
Oh, wow.
Unloaded in the house. I mean, what are you going to do?
So what do you do? I mean,
They went to a hotel. They got their money back from Airbnb and just went and found a hotel.
Wow.
I mean, what else are you going to do? I can't kick the Vrbo people out. It's not their fault, right?
So the other day I was outside of a restaurant, and a dude goes by on a motorcycle. It's probably 95 degrees, but he was blaring some Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven. And it was so loud that I could hear it. Yeah, it's a good song, but I could hear it from 100 yards away. Do you guys, what do you think about the people blaring loud music out of their windows? I know Rockstar loves it.
The boom, boom, boom.
Oh, I hate that.
I will tell you, I am the kind of guy that if I pull up next to somebody, their window's down, my window's down, I turn mine down. Like I was listening to Sarah McLachlan the other day. And I didn't want the guy next to me to have to put up with the vocals of Sarah McLachlan.
Are you exaggerating? Or
no, it's a true story. Breakfast Saturday morning.
And it's hard at the end of the day.
Which is what made me look for the Little Fair video when I got back from breakfast.
Yeah.
But I pulled up, and there was a much bigger gentleman than me, and it was hot. I had my window down, air conditioning going, and I was blaring Sarah McLachlan. And
you didn't want to intimidate him, right?
He had his windows down. I didn't want to start his day off on the wrong or right foot, depending on how you like Sarah or not. He was smoking a cig, had his hand like this, no music in his car. So I figured like he was had a bad morning. I should have shared the music now that I look back.
Now that I look back, he could have beaten you to death just for playing that.
Hey, I was up in Nashville. I know you're headed up there, but my wife and I went through Franklin, and they've got those big, those like roadside electric signs, like, that you have for construction or something like that, that's warning of a huge fine for a noise ordinance. So apparently either motorcycles or cars or something, I don't know, or people are going through Franklin with their windows down and the music blaring.
Yeah, shout out going today. Have y'all ever heard of a concert starting at 4:30 p.m.?
I have not.
Well, there's like 16 acts on the bill.
Well,
They
there's
have to-
4, but it starts at 4:30, so I'll be lucky to even get there. I don't even know if I want to get there early because it's Joan Jett opening, Poison, Motley Crue, Def Leppard.
Is that the order they're playing in?
Yeah, that should be the order they're playing in.
But you don't know the order, but you know it's Joan Jett first.
Yeah, I know. No, and I know it's Poison, then Motley Crue, and then Def Leppard.
Oh, okay.
So just know the headliner usually has to go on at 9 p.m., around 9 p.m.
That's in their contract or something?
Well, no, usually most concerts, headliner is usually 9 p.m.
Well, I want to see Poison. I love Motley Crue, and I really, really like Def Leppard. I just don't care anything about Joan Jett, but I can't believe it starts at 4:30. Anyway, I bring up the noise coming out of cars because beginning July 1st, which is tomorrow, right?
Correct.
Drivers can receive a fine of up to $114 for blasting music in their cars in Florida. So if you're heading down to Florida, just letting you know, the new law allows officers to ticket those playing music audible from a minimum of 25-foot distance. For reference, the average car is about 15 feet long, making it within the statute for an officer to ticket the driver in front of them if the music is audible.
Wow.
I don't mind this law.
I don't either. We used to put, back in the day when you had to put extra stereos in, you'd go to the place in Hoover. But
Sounds great.
We'd put big speakers in the trunk as well. So we would add
subwoofer.
Yeah, we would add big speakers to the trunk as well.
No, I had a buddy that had something similar to like a Honda Prelude, that had the smaller back seat, and he just eliminated the back seat for speakers. So basically, it became a 2-seater.
Yeah,
wise decision.
We had a buddy, Shannon, and we would, if you're sitting in the back, your back would just thump the entire time.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Pounding headache.
It really is.
And if you were near them, their license plate would just vibrate so loud, like that.
Have you guys ever accidentally swallowed something?
Accidentally? Wait.
Yeah, accidentally I had an ice cube one time when I was a kid. I swallowed that. The old water Jolly Ranchers, swallowed that.
God, how did you not choke out on a Jolly Rancher?
Yeah, I think it went like a football, not like a sideways. I think it went straight down.
Still, that's tough. Now, Christy Alsop, she's over in the UK. She accidentally swallowed an AirPod this past Sunday.
Oh, wow. Still connected to her phone, you think?
Why was it in her mouth?
She mistakenly consumed the Apple wireless earbud along with her vitamins.
Oh, there you go.
It's a lot of pills.
Oh, my God. Do you throw them all in together?
Yeah, you guys just throw them in your gullet.
Or is she blindfolded?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there's a horse pill that's almost the size of the AirPod.
That's a big pill.
Yeah, that is a big pill.
And just think about it. Everywhere she goes, she sees that reminder that your AirPods are now connected.
I think Kirsty's a little high maintenance. That's a lot of pills.
Then she turns sideways and says your AirPod's now disconnected.
No,
and then
after
it's connected.
Telling
then it's
her
disconnected.
followers, I don't recommend it. She said she didn't need to go to the hospital because she managed to throw it up. She also explained that she put her vitamins in her pocket while getting a glass of water, but then pulled the vitamins and the AirPod from her pocket before swallowing the collection down. How in the hell do you swallow that many things? Like, I can do 2 small pills at one time or 2 aspirin, but do you guys do multiple vitamins
I
like
try
that?
not to.
No.
I may put them in my mouth at the same time, but I swallow them one at a time.
Yeah,
you know
then
what
you
I'm
throw them over, chipmunk it over in one side of your
chipmunk
cheek.
on one side, water.
Do you toss your head back?
Yes.
Does that help? Like
I think it opens your airway.
Yeah, here's a life hack for you. If it's a capsule, you push your head forward because the capsule floats. The water goes to the back of your throat. Then you lean back and swallow. Little life hack for you
So
there.
our former colleague, Scott Griffin, used to take some supplements and stuff.
The Griffa.
And one time back in the sales pit, he took one of those horse pill looking things and it got caught in his throat.
Oh, God.
And I think Herb might have had to do the Heimlich.
Herb did the Heimlich on the Griffer?
I think so, yeah, if I remember it right. This is, 20 plus years ago. But yeah, the Griffer got one of those stuck in his throat. Not good. And finally, a somewhat unusual man dressed head to toe in full latex gimp suit has reappeared in Somerset, England. There he is. Tell me if this guy would scare you walking down the road.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Now, the locals have been plagued by the latex-clad sex pest since 2018 who appears late at night stalking the villagers. Local police have arrested 2 people in the past in connection with the case, but they have never managed to find the culprit, who is locally known as Gimp Man. Now, it would now appear that the sinister latex wearer has returned and claimed another victim. 19-year-old Kira Elston was walking home with her boyfriend after taking a taxi back approximately 1 a.m. Sunday when Gimp Man emerged from the shadows. He started to follow them. Now, Kira's encounter is the 16th time the pervert has been reported to police in the area. Gimp Man was last seen in 2021 by a couple who saw the man lying down in their garden watching them through the doors while they were watching TV.
Just lying down.
How about this? On another occasion in 2019, he was spotted by a woman who claimed the man was wearing this full rubbery outfit. He started grunting, breathing heavily before charging at her. She managed to take a picture of the attacker as he approached. She went on to say, "My heart felt like I was running a marathon. There was instant feel of panic, anxiety, and anger. It took over a year of private counseling and medication to control." It never said what happened. He's charging her.
No, I don't think he does anything. I think he does this creepy stalking thing, but he doesn't actually like touch you or anything. I just think it's almost I'm just going to stalk you a little bit, like kind of freak you out.
Okay, well, you know what? You can do it in the UK because there are no guns. I bet you can't do that around here. But that man would have been shot by now. What do you think?
What would be your advice to young Leighton as she goes off to college? This guy starts walking down the street.
Walk the other way.
Run the other way.
Don't fall and crawl and look backwards like they do in the movies.
Yeah, that
or
suit
fumble
looks
around with your keys.
That suit looks like it'd be hard to sprint in.
Yeah,
so
I
think,
agree.
Yeah.
But young Leighton's going to have taser, mace.
Bear mace.
Bear mace.
Bear mace.
Yeah.
You remember the bear mace last year in Montana? Yeah.
If you didn't hear her, she said that went in your eyes.
I sprayed it and the wind caught, came straight back.
All right. That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
Yeah, make sure, look, again, if you're thinking about renting, there is no reason to do that because rental properties are an all-time high right now. Let our friends at Mortgage Right help you out. Mortgage Right puts the M in mastery when it comes to purchasing a new home, so let them make home ownership a possibility for you. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR. Start that home buying journey today.
All right. Don't start your holiday weekend yet. We'll have some developing college football news, we hope, at some point today, maybe before the show is done. So hang in there with us. 58 days away from the start of the college football season. What could be around the corner? We do know Buster Olney's at the top of the hour with us. This is the next round.
Follow John Lunsford on Twitter @JLuntz.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at One Man and a Toolbox. One Man and a Toolbox has provided professional handyman services since 1997. Honesty and reliability are qualities that embody every one of their employees. From residential to commercial, One Man and a Toolbox, they've got a background to help you with almost any project. I've used them multiple times at my home. Give them a call today. Get that free estimate, 205-823-2111. That's 205-823-2111 or online, onemanandatoolbox.com.
The World Games are coming to Alabama, kicking off with an all-star celebration. Featuring Grammy Award winner Nelly, joined by Bootsy Collins, Alabama, Sarah Evans, Sheila E., Tony, Yolanda Adams, and Sharif Simmons. And a highlight of the official theme song, Hope of Alabama. An epic celebration for an epic event. The opening ceremony of the World Games at Birmingham's Protective Stadium, July 7th. Get your tickets now at twg2022.com.
There's nothing I like more than a unique, delicious meal, and that's what you get at Champy's world-famous fried chicken right on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Those great full fried chicken plates, the tenders, the po' boys, but I love the Southern staple chicken on a stick. It's perfect for a tailgate or watching the big game. And then the authentic Mississippi Delta recipe, homemade tamales, the best I've ever tasted. See the whole menu or order online at champyschicken.com. For Blues, Brews, and Bird, it's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, Alabaster.
When it comes to choosing a dentist, 2 things are critical: trust and comfort. Ryan Brown here from the next round. It's why I tell you about Stone Creek Dental Care. Dentist owned and operated, and Stone Creek Dental Care is the Southeast premier provider of comprehensive dental care with more than 20 locations, including Birmingham, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Trussville, and Montgomery. Stone Creek Dental Care is able to provide a level of quality care you will not find anywhere else. From your basic cleaning to restorative dentistry, cosmetics, and endodontics, Stone Creek Dental Care covers a wide and comprehensive range of dental services for patients of any age. Stone Creek Dental Care Care's mission is to provide the highest quality dental care to every single patient in an environment that exemplifies the highest ethical, personal, compassionate, and professional standards, and to provide the best patient experience possible. Stone Creek Dental Care is currently accepting new patients at all locations, and new patients get a free Chick-fil-A gift card at your first appointment. So visit StoneCreekDentalCare.com to find a location nearest you. StoneCreekDentalCare.com.
The Next Round store is live and loaded. Check out the latest logo t-shirts and hoodies. Get your favorite team colors, the Next Round flag shirt, or grab the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest t-shirts. Go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
Start your day online at nextroundlive.com. Get all the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. And it's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and our entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Drunk driving prevention is a priority at Anheuser-Busch. You can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. Encourage friends to join in the pledge to Decide to Ride on DecideToRide.com. Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Birmingham Budweiser, and The Next Round. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Next Round is proud to partner with Vulcan Tire and Auto, and we're excited to announce their first-class team and facilities are growing. If you are an experienced general maintenance technician looking for a new opportunity with a great growing company, go by Vulcan Tire. They want to talk to you. Not experienced, but interested in working on cars? Again, go by Vulcan Tire. They have a spot for anyone that has a can-do attitude, wants to work, and enjoys helping people. 4 locations and more to come. Vulcan Tire and Automotive, Moody, Trustful, Hoover, and Gardendale, VulcanTireandAuto.com.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast like Bama and Bourbon, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Hemp Hill Services every day bring you the show. If something's not running right, flowing right, or draining right, Hemp Hill Services for you there. A lot happening in college football. We'll get to some of that in a second. It includes the old Jimbo Fisher-Nick Saban rivalry. It's not the big story, but that's one aspect that's going on. We'll play a clip of video that's floating around everywhere out there. But Hemp Hill will make sure everything's flowing.
Yeah, hey, look, disaster can strike at any moment. That's why you need to call our friends at Hemp Hill Services, Adam, Chad, Andrew, the team at Hemp Hill, the ones I trust to fix it right the first time, always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name Birmingham's trusted since 1954. Hemp Hill Services, 205-229-2090.
When you're visiting on these trips, and you're a recruit, right? You're on an official visit. All the time, you're recording everything, your trip, especially if you're visiting, say, Texas A&M, and you're walking into the stadium for the first time on a visit, right, Brown? You want to record some stuff.
Sure.
Here's some video that is floating around. I don't know the name of the coach, but this is what everyone is reacting to today on Twitter. Listen to see what the recruiting pitch is here.
Pop. Y'all getting a lot of money from these people behind these suites. Y'all decide to go play.
Y'all getting a lot of money from these people up in these suites. If you decide to come play and then it stops, you assume his next word is here.
So who's filming?
One of the recruits.
Yep, I think it's a recruit. And I think the last person that suggested this, Jimbo said should have been slapped, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's not untrue.
No.
And it's not illegal. I don't know why we're, I don't know why coaches are running from this truth. This is a truth now, and it's a perfectly legal truth.
It is
college football.
It is.
Okay.
Unless they decide to enforce the rules, it is the truth.
Well, but once they're on campus, there really are no rules. I mean, it's a recruiting inducement, obviously, right?
Right.
Yeah.
These are not commitments.
Right.
These are guys who are visiting. So
Right.
that would be what would technically violate the rule.
Yeah.
If they were going to penalize it, but there's nobody's penalizing anybody, so those are the rules now. You can do that. You can do it.
Yeah, but isn't that a delicate situation where you don't want these recruits to have their phones, but you can't tell them not to have their phones?
Well, yeah, because you're recruiting them and you know that they want to remember everything, and that's this I hate to sound old like this, but
it is.
That generation, they do a lot of that. They video everything.
Oh, you have hallways that are set up, entrances that are set up into your stadium, like in Tuscaloosa. You're able to do a photo shoot with flashing lights and in a Crimson Tide uniform on your visit, right? Everyone's able. I mean, you see Arch Manning go to every school. He's wearing everybody's uniform at some point. He's taking a picture in a Georgia uniform, and an Alabama uniform, and a Texas uniform.
Yeah, everything is about in recruiting anyway, the social media image of it, right? They build these graphics for these kids, and when they commit, it's all over social media. I mean, just the other day, Alabama fans are going crazy because they see Pete Golding tweet an elephant emoji, which means Alabama's got a recruit, which Alabama did have a recruit, right? I mean, it's all built for social media now. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of counterproductive for them to say, hey, put your phones away, don't record anything. You don't like that kind of thing to get out, though. Although, again.
And especially after what transpired over the last month.
Yeah. I mean, somewhere Nick Saban's like, I tried to tell you. Yep. I tried to tell you. You guys killed me for saying it, but I tried to tell you.
But all that does is make you look silly if you're Jimbo Fisher the next day when you go out and hold your news conference, because – the Nick Saban part of this was never saying anybody did anything illegal. This is just what Texas A&M did and is doing. And if that's going to be the way we do it, all of you people listening to us tonight, we got to get in the game.
Yeah, that's why you almost, when you look back, and I think we probably brought this point up, you've got to have the right people surrounding you. Jimbo just shoots off the cuff, and that impromptu press conference, he should have been, vetted before. Hey, look, go on and own this. Hey, you guys realize that this is legal. You can players are getting paid now. If he would have owned it, it would have been a much better look.
Again, we're waiting on some developing news. We don't know what time it'll come out, and we can't tell you what it is, but it is pretty big if this ends up being true. So we'll keep it rolling. It is insane.
And it's expected today, from what I'm told. I can't give you a time, and I wish we could tell you what it was, but we're told off the record, but keep a heads up. It's massive news.
This would be
massive.
Yeah, I mean, to me, as big as...
It's massive on a couple fronts.
Yeah, I don't want to say NIL.
Fronts. Yeah, it's massive on multiple fronts.
But I don't know what to compare it with.
But some of you are saying Nick Saban's announcing his retirement. It does not involve Nick Saban or Alabama.
Not at all. We wouldn't play that game with you now.
That's right. If we knew Nick Saban was stepping down, we would tell you. So this is.
I'm shocked, though. I will say I'm shocked.
It is.
This is as shocking to me as Bill Clark retiring or resigning.
I put this higher than that.
Well, it's more impactful.
It is more impactful, but I'm just talking about. I mean, that came out. You and I are doing a casual show on a Friday, and then it hits like that. I mean, I was shocked, but hearing this
surprise
long term.
I hate us right now.
I wish we could say it. Trust me, I wish I could say it.
The tease is just
no.
insane.
I do. Actually, I really do wish I could say it.
But we can't say it.
I hate.
I have a huge secret. Don't try to get it out of me. I'm not going to tell you, but it is huge.
Can't.
This one surprises me more than the one that was sort of like this in earlier times when it happened. That one didn't surprise me much as this one is.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah. The one that happened maybe.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. Top of the hour. It's all brought to you by our friends at Redmont. It's time. Is it Thursday? No, it's Thursday. We're not drinking.
Friday for me.
It's Friday for you. Okay, we'll get a beer when we come back, and we'll talk to Buster, and we'll talk to Montana, and we'll talk to Bart Andrus, and hopefully some developing news as well as we keep rolling along. Our friends at Redmont Vodka, Redmont Distilling. I'd love to mix a little vodka right now.
Hey, we are. I've got plenty back there. Problem is we don't have ice.